All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Speed Gaming fans around the globe. I'm WX Fan 21, joined by the fantastic, the awesome, it's Emmett. What's up, Emmett?
What up, everyone? Glad to be here. I'm super excited for this race.
Yeah, and we are joined by the young up-and-comer himself. It's Baron of Red on tracking. If you caught my recap show, he was one of the shoutouts that I gave as a young up-and-coming racer. If you're interested in that, the VOD's available on my Twitch channel. But we are here. We have finally reached the top 8 of the Speed Gaming Live 2024 Super Metroid Map Randomizer Tournament. And this is a best of 3 between Eddie on your left and cemo on your right. Winner advances to lower bracket round number 6. Loser is eliminated. And as I say, tissues are not provided.
Yeah, this would be really cool. For those that don't know, Eddie and cemo have actually like teamed together in other rando tournaments, so they, have this kind of bond, and they're both extremely good. Cemo is actually, I would say, a little bit of a dark horse for people who don't know, because they don't stream as much maybe, and don't race as much. But cemo can like absolutely pop off and is very capable of beating anyone in this tournament.
Cemo is somebody that I shouted out on that recap show yesterday, and hello, Eddie's gonna immediately go out and find Screw Attack to the left. So cemo had some of the fastest times in some of the qualifiers that I saw, and these two racers, they're gonna have a field day. Eddie immediately heading into Gauntlet with that Screw Attack here.
Yep. Just following the logic to the T, not checking right yet. Just I got Screw, so let's break down this destructible wall here. I'm always curious about this, like if you just check every door as quick as possible, and that is generally the right idea. Getting morph here too. Early morph's always kind of nice. We're not going to see a 40-minute morph journey this seed.
Thank goodness.
Those are my kryptonite personally. Maybe some others. Yeah, I think they can be really tough, because the reason is you don't usually find map, so you're just completely lost, and you essentially have to check everything. All right, bombs for Eddie. cemo following up on that. Gonna get only like what 10 seconds behind. So I'm curious. Go ahead.
Yeah, Emmett, my apologies. This has been a very interesting combo that we've seen recently. Bombs over any kind of power bombs that we've seen to start some of these races.
Yep. Bombs is interesting because it means that I'm assuming. So I'm assuming it just means you have to go top right of ship. They both do the smart check there, and it looks like it's an E-tank. I think I saw it.
It is,
Yep, they both check that. That's just like a good thing to check. Most people would forget that. I certainly would. It's like a, experience map rando check for sure. I'm curious if they check this right door first before bomb jumping up. So that's something I don't know, and these experienced runners will show us. Okay, it looks like Eddie's going to check the right door first.
Yep.
I'm assuming cemo will as well.
I thought cemo went and checked it. I could be wrong. Cemo did check the door.
Cemo did. Okay. I think that the stream for me was buffering a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cemo always goes right. Okay. That's funny.
Cemo's team right. All right, then. Yep. I'm more of a team left kind of player.
Okay, so cemo wasn't actually behind. Oh, they both failed at the same point. Wow, that's wild.
If you're going to throw, at the very least, can you do it in game number 2?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so cemo wasn't actually behind, like what I said. Cemo just went right first, and Eddie had to check it right later. So they're basically completely synced up. Eddie just going to the first door immediately. I wonder if cemo will also go. Nope, cemo's going to the right. Little divergence here now. I like seeing that. Oh, okay, yep, cemo's got a bail. Power bombs. Uh-oh, 40 minutes for power bombs? Here we go.
We were just talking about 40-minute morph scene, please. Don't do that.
A 40-minute power. Honestly, I would like to see it. I think it's kind of fun to watch how really good. Yeah, exactly. To see how the good players deal with it, because I think the decision making can be really hard and stressful when
Yep.
you just have to check every door, and you have to try to be organized. You have to try to be thoughtful about it.
Yep.
Wow, a lot
What
of
are these heated rooms? Croc Speedway and Croc Escape.
Yep. They have wave, so that puts going down in logic. They couldn't get down. Oh no, they had bombs, huh? So they could always go down. My bad. So yeah, they can still check a lot. There's still a lot to check.
Yep.
Oh, they have
well,
wave now. Oh,
No!
Simo takes a death.
Simo,
You know,
no!
Eddie might too. Oh, nope. Oh,
Eddie.
Eddie. No, Eddie did a good job there. Instantly recognized the situation and remembered he had screw. So he is able to screw. Well, I'm not going to finish that sentence, but
that
yeah.
makes sense. Varia. All right, pay the Varia truthers. Let's go.
Wow. You know, that death, honestly, was really costly.
It really was. That put
because
Simo back.
of this bomb. Oh, no, and then the failed bomb jump.
I want to say
This is
about 2-3
pretty
minutes.
rough.
Yeah, well, it's starting to compound here. We'll see. Eddie grabbed Varia around like 4:30, so Simo's kind of struggling with these. I kind of like that Simo's. Nope, I was gonna say I like that Simo's bailing on double bomb, but nope, Simo's sticking with it. Still going for it.
Very nice. Well, not today, Emmett. Not today. Power bombs is not going to be 40 minutes in.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Power bombs.
Yep.
Still a chance for missiles or supers in 40 minutes.
That's true. That's true. 45-minute super missile. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Simo back on track. They know this room, so they shouldn't die again. Able to use screw attack, hopefully, to deal with those hoppers. I don't blame Simo for dying there, by the way. Generally, your reaction is, at least mine is, to like go in and start shooting and then like switch to missiles or supers and kill them. Yep. I would remembering you have screw attack is just tough. Yep. So, yeah.
Especially in some of these siege where you get it as your first item.
Right. I'm actually really impressed that Eddie went in there with shooting and like instantly realized the situation and like ran and did a spin jump. That was honestly super impressive to me. And even though it seems subtle and small, being able to do that on the fly and like recognize your items, I think is really impressive.
I think not only that, like we start taking a look at the logic settings. Eddie getting power bombs and Varia. Where do you go from here? Because we saw Eddie head down toilet in the Norfair, immediately hits a water room and is like, wait a minute. What? Eddie knows the wreck ship information was Croc Speedway. You can't do that without speed. Where is this seed taking you? We went right to the other heated room already. Like, are you really risking heading down tube with no high jump? I mean, I know you have bombs, but you have no gravity suit. That becomes a one-way you need to find something to get back.
Right.
So...
yeah, that's a good question. I'm not too sure. I have a little bit of stream buffering too, so I'm not too sure where Eddie's at. Simo needs to be careful here because screw attack destroys these platforms. Okay, Simo's just getting rid of it. Looks like Eddie did find some sort of progression here, though. See the power bomb door? So
yeah,
Eddie's not going to go. Right. So you're right. Like you can't go into that water room with no high jump really, and no tools to get out. And this is
what?
it.
Meridia 2? That's 3 entry points out of criteria.
Yep. That's actually can be a little wild. But right now, there's not a lot of decisions. Simo's probably going to run into that too. And this is just where it wants you to go. Eddie has high jump now, so gives him a lot more tools for water rooms. So we'll see what Eddie wants to do here. What is Eddie doing? Whoa, okay. Eddie's scaring me a little bit. Almost dying to that crab. Got a little stuck. I'm hoping to see Simo kind of route here properly, like straight to Eddie and catch up. That'd be great. Which it looks like Simo's doing.
Eddie, stop scaring commentary. Thank you.
It was close. I don't know what happened there. It almost looked intentional what Eddie was doing. Okay, so Eddie got high jump and just bailed. Wait, where's Simo at? Oh, Simo did bail in Red Tower.
Simo's hanging out with the baby.
Yep. This is kind of rough because I think Simo. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Simo's gonna probably need those high jump. If they don't find Grav, Simo skips this high jump, it could be pretty
Frog
brutal.
Speedway. Yeah.
Another speed lock.
What have we seen so far, Emmett? I'm trying to think. What high jump could possibly put in the logic, considering that was the next major? What have we run into where high jump is going to make that big of a deal?
So I'm a little confused, and only because I haven't... They're moving pretty quickly. I didn't get to see what was in Norfair, but high jump puts in a lot more water rooms, essentially.
Yes.
But like I said, I didn't see what Eddie saw down there, but yeah, so we'll see. And you potentially could have jumped up. Remember how Eddie went to the right in that crab room?
Yes, I was going to say that's where I was going to go. Like, you take high jump and go upside crab.
Right. I guess I was a little confused that Eddie kind of bailed there. So we'll see. And I forget what left of ocean was too. It's like a chance that they could have maybe done that. I'm not too sure. I forgot what they needed for there. Or was that no, I think that was the Ripper room with the supers, so maybe they can't do that yet either.
Yeah, that Varia suit though coming in handy. A little bit of housekeeping here, folks. Emmett and I got you on comms for game 1. Emmett and Nevdi on comms for games 2, and if you need game number 3. And Baron of Red hanging out on tracking for all 3 games. Make sure you give the racers, make sure you give the racers a follow, ! R in the Twitch chat to follow the racers. If you want to follow the commentary and tracking teams, that's ! C. And if you're interested about the tournament and you want to see how the brackets have gone, you want to join the Discord, that's ! SGL24 SMR and cemo. Why are you trying reverse acid dive? No! Oh, cemo!
I'm honestly kind of confused by that.
Ouch.
Unless that was a mistake. I'm not too sure.
I don't know.
I don't underestimate cemo. I mean, cemo to me is on another level, and cemo really can just bring out these like insane firsts. So I never doubt what cemo's doing. I wasn't too sure. Might have gotten locked.
Off locked.
Locked by Superdor. Okay.
Superdor.
Okay.
Unfortunate. That would have been super impressive, and the highlight of the tournament in terms of tricks if cemo could have pulled off a reverse acid dive with 1 energy tank.
Unfortunately, I do think that's impossible. I think you would need at least I think you need at least 3 or 4. I'm not too sure. It looks like Eddie didn't get anything. So Eddie came all the way back, checked left of ocean, and there was actually nothing. So that's kind of good for cemo. If cemo doesn't do that check and like come all the way back, because Eddie probably feeling a little bit anxious right now, because Eddie's like, well, I just went all the way left the ship into ocean and didn't get anything, couldn't figure anything out. And he doesn't know cemo's died a few times. So Eddie could even start making some weird moves here. But cemo's got some catching up to do now, I think.
I think the only move for Eddie here is head down into tube and start seeing what doors that hides, and that is exactly where Eddie's going.
Yeah. Yep, here we are. This is for sure the play. I guess, yeah, he could have came here a good bit earlier, honestly. But he can check this item. This is in logic currently.
Watch it be gravity. Watch it be gravity.
I would be surprised if this is gravity, but would be an
supers. Look at Eddie's face, Emmett. Like, really? Really? Was there the whole time?
Yep. I think he feels bad because he's like, well, man, I should just came down here instead of going left the ship. But honestly, it's hard. Like when it's open like this and you don't have maps of all the areas, like it can be hard. They have maps of just did they even get the map for criteria yet? I don't think so. So it's just really hard to play the game with no maps, because this is all like a knowledge check and decision making, and when you have no maps, the decision making is incredibly difficult. All right, so cemo's back on track, getting the power bombs again. Cemo unfortunately having kind of a tough time with these double bomb jumps. They've been kind of losing a good bit of time here. Also, there's a super gate here, so Eddie might be thinking of that too. But no, Eddie's just gonna go ahead and explore Norfair, it looks like.
Might as well. Eddie already ran into Ridley, so that's one of the 4 big bosses down.
Does have Varia, so I know that Eddie's thinking like how quickly can I kill this Ridley? If Eddie gets charged, I expect him to come right back, potentially, and just kill Ridley. Maybe not without criteria map though, because there's always a chance that you'll need to go through Ridley and then go like deeper into the run and come back. And if that's the case, you don't need to rush to kill Ridley. For instance, if they get the map and Mother Brain is in criteria, then there's not as much of a rush to kill Ridley as quick as possible.
We've seen bosses lock different areas before. Double wreck. What?
Wow, pretty interesting.
So, Emmett, we can't go to wreck ship through Croc Speedway, and Eddie wants no part of Metroid Room 1. Okay.
I think Eddie will do it. Because with Screw Attack, Metroid 1's actually not so bad.
I thought at least Metroid Room 1 with Screw Attack was technically in logic, and I use air quotes for that, because of Screw Attack. Screw Attack, for those that don't know, when you go hit one of the Metroids, the Metroid can't grab you while you're in Screw Attack. It bounces off. So logically, you can actually get through the room and not get grabbed by the Metroids.
I think Screw people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Screw unlocks all the Metroid rooms. So yeah, once you get that, then getting through them isn't logic. And did cemo did we? Oh no, okay. cemo, I'm very happy to see that cemo now has high jump, and I know it seems rough, and cemo's made a lot of like mistakes and it died, but Eddie hasn't made a ton of progress outside supers. So if cemo can like spike supers quick, then suddenly not that behind, not as behind as you would think. This is kind of a brutal seed. Oh, cemo's climbing this with wall jumps. No way.
cemo, let's go. Show off.
I'm worried about this crab.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Okay.
No!
I don't know why Eddie. Okay, I thought Eddie was about to wiggles, but he doesn't have X-ray, right? So.
Nope.
I don't know what Eddie was thinking. Just
no, cemo.
You gotta save.
Emmett, this is something you and I were talking about heading up Crab Shaft here. This is something we thought about as, is this in fact the progression? We know progression is super missiles. We know that's over in post-Spatoon room. But what cemo's doing here, and this is kind of something I wanted to reiterate, if you didn't listen to my recap show where I highlighted how good cemo is, they are the 15th seed, Eddie the 6th seed, but they, being cemo, have had so many high top finishes. Emmett, I'm sure you've raced against cemo in non-tournament matches.
Yeah.
cemo is so incredibly fast.
Yes. cemo's has an extraordinary like knowledge, extraordinary experience in randos, and a lot of knowledge, and they can also are capable of doing basically any trick in the game. So yeah, cemo can definitely just beat anyone. Looks like cemo also was farming a bit to get these missiles. So WX, what you were saying, you were you know how you said, oh, we were thinking of this. And cemo just got blocked by supers. I do think getting the supers was logic, and then you need to find what the supers unlock.
I agree.
Eddie actually just found. So what's a bummer is if cemo had supers right now, cemo could have checked that door. So cemo's got to find these.
Was that the wreck ship map station for Eddie?
Yes. So so Phantoon is here, but Eddie doesn't want to out. If you're seeing Eddie not check right doors, like, oh, why doesn't Eddie just fight Phantoon? It's slow right now. He can do it with supers. Yes, and Screw Attack makes it not so bad. I think Eddie's actually really happy to find this room, because he just want, as soon as Eddie gets one missile pack, I'm pretty sure Eddie's gonna turn right around and go kill Phantoon.
Oh, agreed. So And cemo, same thing. Cemo is going farther and farther away from the logical super pack. It doesn't mean that cemo's not going to go and find any supers. So this seed's far from over, and cemo's what could have been a 10-minute loss has drastically been cut down to just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's actually kind of wild. Cemo still hasn't found the logical supers, which I do think was the Batoon hallway. But funny enough, Cemo has now more missiles than Eddie. Even though Eddie has supers, Cemo can actually cook Fantoon as well. However, I don't think Cemo saw the map yet.
No.
So Cemo might not know that was.
Cemo got the parlor.
Ooh.
But didn't get to the map station. Can we feed the hamsters, please, for Speedgaming 2? Have they not been fed? It's dinner time. Feed the hamsters.
Ooh,
15 missiles.
Yeah, that's
everything Cemo needed for the Fantoon fight.
Yeah, but I still think Fantoon's unsure. I guess maybe we might have missed it, but I don't think Cemo found the map yet. But I'm not too sure. I didn't see that. But
they got the parlor. They got the parlor, but didn't get to the map station.
Okay. So they don't know if that's Fantoon or not there yet.
No. Now they're about to find out.
Okay.
Yeah, they got through Alcatraz and all that fun stuff. So.
Oh no, Cemo's just assuming Fantoon maybe. Looks like it. Well, here we go.
Yeah.
Almost synced up. And yeah, Nebby says in chat, and as we were saying, most likely Cemo will find filler supers, meaning not the ones that were necessarily in logical progression, but will probably find supers, somewhere else, which then puts Cemo in a good spot. They're essentially even, no item differential, which is insane because it's just crazy. Cemo was really struggling with bomb jumps, took really bad deaths, but Eddie just explored everywhere and found nothing. So it's wild how that evens things up.
Yeah, alright, so let's see. There's Mother Brain, but no more majors here in Meridia. But more information, including the info of Mother Brain, top right Meridia, which is interesting. And Cemo, much faster Fantoon fight for Cemo.
Yeah, it was faster. Eddie's still a little bit ahead. One big thing, though, that I would say I would give the edge to Eddie right now pretty heavily is Eddie has Ridley knowledge, and I think that is pretty important. Eddie knows about Ridley down in Norfair. I don't even think Cemo's been down there yet, right? So
no. Cemo got into toilet and immediately saw the tube room and was like, nope, out of here, bye.
Right, yep. I wonder if Cemo will go grab this hollow, because Cemo still needs supers. I think in general, maybe you don't grab this, but because you have to bomb jump up there.
Mm-hmm.
But since Cemo has not found supers yet, and hasn't found the potentially ones in logic, this might be them right here. So let's see.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a pretty long bomb jump.
Yeah, and yeah, Cemo just has to check. So when you don't have one of the resources, aka if you don't have power bombs or supers, you just have to check every hollow until you get one.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like absolutely necessary.
Oh,
and he wants. They want supers, but getting an E-Tank's pretty good too. E-Tanks are really strong early. They allow you to do a lot. However, the strength of E-Tanks is kind of nullified by the fact that you have Screw and Varia. So you're like, well, I don't really need them. But now Cemo has, all the E-Tanks they need to finish the game.
Oh, there's a super door. Oh, that's interesting. Cemo's not going to be able to get by this area that Eddie's in right now. And Bubble Mountain's on the other side. No supers for Cemo, but Eddie, let's see what the Bubble Mountain item is. Probably just some sort of missile.
Oh, speed.
Speed booster!
Yep. It's always a really comforting feeling to get speed, because speed always has the potential to lock you out of certain rooms. And we've already seen 2 rooms that were locked out of with speed. So, and boom, a map right there too. Eddie's probably feeling a little better now, even though they wasted a lot of time. I still think Eddie could be nervous though, because he really respects Cemo and knows Cemo's incredibly strong runner. So with Eddie running around for like 10 minutes not finding anything, he's probably feeling pretty bad, even though honestly Eddie's cooking right now. So yeah, Cemo's got to make some plays, I think.
Let them cook.
Let them cook. Nice.
Beautiful.
Nice jump with cemo. Honestly, it looks so easy, but it's what's actually easy is your ability to clip that ceiling. Yep, that's the bad news right there. I think cemo can go around though, through the bottom. It's just slower.
Mm-hmm.
And if cemo can go around, that'd be good.
So while we wait for one of the streams to come back up here, let's go over logic. Because that logical super has turned out to get access to Speed Booster. Speed Booster now puts Wreck Ship into logic more than it was before. We could have got through Metroid Room 1 if Eddie had decided to go that way. But now having Speed Booster on top, you can get through Croc Speedway.
Right.
You don't have to deal with the Metroid rooms. So makes things really interesting here. We'll see what Eddie has in store here as well as cemo. But you know, that's like I was saying, that super that cemo is missing, that could be the key to this entire race for cemo.
It could. What I'm wondering is once the stream loads, we might actually see cemo in Bubble Mountain. Yep. So cemo actually was able to get in the Bubble Mountain. They were able to go underneath to that right side. So funny enough.
Hello. Look at all the majors.
Wow. And hollow. I mean, I know cemo's thinking of hollows too. Plasma for Eddie, which is nice, but at the moment doesn't do a whole lot without charge. But still, like a comforting beam. If you do get charge, it's a super go time, especially with Varia.
Wait, what's that? I'm currently being told something. I'm being told right now that Eddie has elected to just use Phaser Beam and is going to kick Plasma Beam to the curb. Wait. This also, Eddie wants to do it for the content.
You know what's funny? And I've actually done this in some ways. If you don't have wave, sometimes I almost prefer Spazer because of the ground it covers going through rooms. Like it's just easier to hit things to allow you to kind of cook a little harder. I know that sounds weird, but when you have wave, you just wave plasma and the whole game's done though.
Oh, absolutely.
I would say cemo hasn't been super punished yet by this. I mean, yes, there's been small punishes. They couldn't do that green gate, but cemo's actually making a lot of progress without supers right now. Still trying to find a filler super, and the reason I say filler, because almost certainly the logic to get supers was down there in Norfair. That Batoon E-Tank item that Eddie got pretty early. It's wild how far cemo has gotten without a super.
Okay, so cemo, this is a beautiful Shine Spark. It's gonna bonk. Yeah, was just a little bit off center there.
Is cemo actually gonna go for? Okay, it looked like
it's a hollow.
It looked like cemo is gonna go for UWJ just now, but no, they're gonna do the short charge again. Yeah, cemo really wants super, at least one super pack. It's unnerving to not have it yet.
Yep. Look, folks, you've heard me say this entire tournament. Never give up in a race, no matter how much that you feel behind. You don't know where your opponent is at. You don't know if they're struggling as much. cemo, unfortunately, bonks again. You always keep going, and cemo, they haven't quit. They are 3 to 4 minutes behind Eddie, and if they can find supers, this game is wide open.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think this is especially true in map randos, and I think it's even more true for these top runners.
Yep.
And the reason is, when they're competing at such a high level, they are most likely going to take more risks, especially in a one versus
super.
Wow, that's really good for cemo.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
There you
right.
go.
I mean, that's huge. That's a huge sigh of relief for cemo. So now cemo can like make some decisions and try to progress through the game how they want and not feel completely stuck. But yeah, I was just saying that going on what you were saying, that you really shouldn't give up. And I was saying for these top runners, you never know the crazy risks they're gonna take to try to win the 1v1. And they might completely shamble sometimes, and
Yep.
it just means anyone can win. Like, so definitely don't give up.
Absolutely. And look at the amount of super doors. That's 2 super doors for Eddie, and cemo is going to be extremely happy when they come across Brinstar. Spring ball and
Eddie
more
not
missiles.
check this? No, Eddie checked this plasma. So Eddie also got this plasma, but there was one more major. I was unsure if Eddie
Spazer.
checked. Oh, Spazer. Oh yeah, it was down here with Spazer. Right.
It was the Spazer.
Okay. You know, I will say, cemo does catch up here by not going into Norfair, because Eddie can't kill Ridley yet anyway. So, funny enough, by never going to Norfair and doing all the same progress as Eddie, it actually is like a huge catch-up mechanic for cemo, because cemo will go to Norfair eventually. And if cemo just goes to Norfair when they have the ability to kill Ridley just by chance, then that's like really good for cemo.
Yep, beautiful speedball as well from cemo. So we're seeing Eddie head back up the final Torian escape room here. Emmett was completely shut off all the way to the left, could not progress forward. If cemo, let's just throw it out there, cemo gets here, right? Gonna be able, oh, nice reserve and power bomb. If cemo attempts to head to the right door, is gonna shave off all that time that Eddie just did, even though that spring ball very might come into hang right now through Cack Alley. So the logic in this seed is, it's fun to watch, but it's going to be terrible for the runners, and beautiful spring ball jump from Eddie.
So what Eddie just did was not in logic, which is pretty nuts. So if you guys are wondering, oh, why didn't Eddie do the UWJ? You actually cannot do it there without space jump. So Eddie did the next craziest thing, which is honestly, in my opinion, much harder than underwater wall jump. Did the spring ball jump off of the and deboost off the cactus spike. So it's kind of insane. cemo does know how to do this. It is not logic in this difficulty, no.
Oh my gosh.
If cemo
that's insane.
It is insane.
I'm sorry, that's just, I can't believe Eddie pulled it off, let alone on the first try.
Getting it first try is I didn't even, so when Eddie was right there, I didn't think he was going for it, because Eddie told me he hates that trick and thinks it's way too hard. Then he comes into a race while I'm commentating, just does it first try. All right, Eddie, we get it. You don't just rely on underwater wall jumps. You're cracked. We understand.
Well, what did you say about these top tier runners wanting to take risks against the other top tier runners? Yep. You just saw
it. Exactly. A little more supers for Eddie. I think Eddie's still thinking about Ridley. There's still no real solution. Doesn't have enough ammo yet. Okay, I was wondering if Eddie was going to grab that power bomb, because that kind of makes me think Eddie's thinking about an ammo fight for Ridley.
Yeah.
Ooh, what do we got here? These are all blind checks too. Like, Eddie's just going in.
Double E-tank. Double E. That's gonna get Eddie go mode. Yeah, that's Eddie mother brain go mode, not finish game go mode. That's mother brain go mode. So, man, Coliseum. I know the racers have grapple. You can deboost, but this is not the room you want to be in without gravity. It's so difficult.
It is a hard room. I do think the caliber of players of Eddie and cemo shouldn't have any issue, as long as you have high. If you don't have high jump in here, it becomes kind of a risky room. One small misclick and you fall in the sand, and it's actually over. Like, you can't really get out. But yeah. Okay, so Eddie and Brinstar now. I didn't see a pause, but I'm sure Eddie's just gonna gun it for the map here.
Eddie's closer to the map.
Yep.
Everest is a room you don't want to see without gravity suit.
However, though, with high jump and spring, both these runners are going to feel really confident.
Okay, Craig's here.
This is good info, yeah. Craig's here. No, was there a major? I don't think I saw one. Either way.
Nope.
But yeah, so these players are gonna have no problem in these water rooms with high jump and sprain. Actually, cemo doesn't have sprain, so it'd be a little bit more rough for cemo. Oh, cemo's finally going back to criteria map. I don't know if Eddie did that actually.
Nope. Cemo's taking a completely different route here.
This is kind of cool. I'm curious what happens here. Because this could kind of be a good divergence for cemo. Honestly, cemo doesn't want to see E-tanks anymore. With having Varia, the E-tanks are kind of like dead items almost at this point.
Yeah. cemo wants more supers.
Yeah, more supers. More supers or charge. Because if cemo gets, well, if you get even with charge, you'd need ice as well. So yeah, cemo's probably gonna need some more ammo. We'll see what this map reveals.
Charge beam changes the complexion of this game.
Yep. There is 2 majors here in criteria.
Hey, look at that. Eddie completes Mission Impossible.
Yep. So these 2 majors Eddie didn't get, and it could very well be charge and grab or charge and ice. So I'm pretty curious what cemo gets here. So there's not many items left. We know it's not spring, because we've seen that. And then we know it's not spazer. So yeah, charge, ice, grav, and space I think are left.
And
so,
X-ray.
Oh, X-ray. Okay, so there's still a good amount of items left.
That there are. So this could legitimately put cemo ahead on items. The problem is you take a look at where Brinstar is. It's a dead end. You have to go all the way to Brinstar, through the water rooms, do everything Eddie's done to go to Crate, and then go all the way back out. Wrigley's over in Norfair, and Dragon hasn't been found yet. There's a very good chance Dragon's hanging out in the wrecked ship.
Yep. I will say, though, Eddie's covering so much ground that one of these items have to be charged for cemo, and the other one has to probably be like grab or ice. Maybe probably grab.
Yeah.
Ice you don't really need because ammo just needs a little. He just needs a little more. They just need a little more ammo for Zebs. But yeah,
Nevdi's saying that he thinks
is
that
Kraid
these items
locked?
have to be. They have to be charge grav.
Is Kraid locked for Eddie? Because that's huge if that's the case. I didn't see that. Sorry, y'all. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties here.
It's not. It's space. Ugh.
Space is, yeah, space is nice for movement.
It's not charge or grav.
I mean, I see what you're saying in chat, Seth, but like Eddie's pretty far ahead. I think like the gamble for like charge and like charge makes a huge difference for cemo because if Eddie never goes back to criteria and doesn't get charge, then Eddie needs to hunt for a lot of ammo. Like Eddie's only at 25-10 and 30 power. I mean, yeah, Eddie could do something with 30 power bombs, so that's going to take forever.
Yeah, you need 40-30 minimum to beat the game here in Map Rando.
So I'm really curious what this is. Oh, ice.
It's ice and space.
I mean, this will help, but I just don't think it's enough to like.
No, it's not.
Get cemo back into action here.
Nope.
But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. Cemo, like I said, cemo does things that others that don't. You know, so I'm curious, like how cemo can pop off here. But as I say this, Eddie is covering a lot of ground. But the thing is, cemo's gonna have to do this underwater movement too. Like these items didn't help a ton. Ice is somewhat helpful here, but yeah. I was really honestly hoping cemo would get charged here because I felt like that would have made it a little bit more even. But we'll see. They're completely all over the place. I'm not too sure.
They could head to wreck ship now. They could head wreck ship, find gravity, and might make going through Brinstar a little bit easier. But we will see.
Yeah.
We should note that these settings are hard, tricky, which means the skill assumptions are hard. It's a tricky item layout.
Yep.
And matter of fact, if you're interested in trying out your own map randomizer seed, head over to maprando.com. There is a ton of tools there. It tells you all about the tricks. There's videos to the tricks to show what you need to do. Go over, try out your own seed. Next week, before I start grinding Ratchet and Clank any percent, I'm going to try some basic tricky seeds just for a little bit of fun, because I don't know a lot of high-end tricks, but gonna try a few randos out myself.
Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be awesome.
Maprando.com #ad. This is a map randomizer tournament.
So cemo is again diverged. I don't think Eddie's done Norfair yet. If people can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm you know, sometimes it's hard for me to kind of keep track of where they've been, but again, if cemo can spike like grab and charge here first and then start cooking, because then space will suddenly be pretty darn good. Oh, and Seema's like, I bet these are where I was supposed to get supers.
If we had webcams on, choice words may have been said at the monitor.
However, though, that being said, I think cemo made a like pretty good progress without supers. Ended up finding supers out of logic, and I think it wasn't bad. I actually only think cemo suffered from dying a few times and struggling with bomb jumps. Getting the logic, the supers out of logic was fine. I just think cemo had some mechanical issues this seed. And didn't actually like, the decisions were not bad. It was more just struggling with some of the mechanics and dying a few times.
Yeah, this has been a
there's
big...
Mother Brain. Mother Brain is in Meridia. So we see that
This has been a big decision seed because how big of a hub criteria is in this seed. And there is the Ridley information for cemo. And again, cemo is now locked by the same way that Eddie was in Norfair.
Have they checked down below here? I guess maybe Eddie did check more. I think the stream was cutting out a little bit, but okay, so I guess cemo's not going to check down below and explore any more of this.
Cemo did go to the right of post Batoon room.
Right.
Eddie back to hang out with the baby Metroid.
Yep.
Eddie has the equipment to do the baby skip. Let's see how he does.
Yep,
Looking
doing the traditional style here.
Held ball, nice.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
It's always a little scary because if there's not a save nearby, getting grabbed by babies can be quite brutal.
Yep.
This isn't great for Eddie though, I think, in criteria, because Eddie's just getting map. Okay. You know, this isn't gonna do a whole lot for Eddie though. Honestly.
Sorry. Wrecked ship into Norfair Aqueduct. Ooh. This could be big for cemo.
This actually could be big, because if Eddie sees this, he might go for the majors, and these majors aren't going to do anything really for him. Space and ice without charge and grab, it's not going to be that crazy.
Double missile. Okay.
Wow, I wonder what Eddie's going to do here. Is Eddie going to hunt these majors or not? Hunting the majors, I think, will be pretty bad.
I would. You don't have to, again, charge and gravity. I would too,
I
haven't seen a lot of holodots.
Right. I'm not too sure what Eddie will do here.
30 missiles for cemo. Another energy tank. The seed on supers is so bad.
Yeah. I think if Eddie had like one more super pack, he maybe wouldn't go for. I don't really know, because the 30 power bombs are odd, but I think he kind of has to right now. Oh no, he's going for ammo. Maybe. What's he doing? He actually almost looks like a little indecisive. We'll see. I think he might just go for the hollows and then bail on the majors. Let's see.
Quite possible.
Oh, all these E-tanks. Eddie probably is not happy about that. I mean, he just wants supers. No one wants E-tanks right now. E-tanks does nothing.
Federation. Yo, this is Samus calling. Can I trade in some energy tanks for a super missile pack, please?
That'd be great. A little exchange.
Kind of like
This is-
Monopoly when you want to trade in when you want to like trade in a bunch of 10s for 20s or 20s for 100s. Like, can I exchange, please?
What Cemo's doing right now is actually kind of brutal, but I guess it. I don't know if you saw this, but Cemo really wanted to check the Golden Chorizo item, but
Yeah.
it was yet another E-Tank. So this fight's a little slow with just 10 and no charge.
Yeah, really tough.
So
I mean,
I'm kind of
Cemo.
confused by Eddie's decision too. Like, I think you either, in my opinion, I would either check hollows or check the majors and not check both.
Yeah,
But
well,
looks like Eddie, yeah, he checked them.
Yep.
He got ice. Because he
Going
wants
for-
to kill Ridley. I mean, he wants to go
Yeah.
get Ridley now. So he just wants charge. So I think he's not going to be happy when he sees space.
This is such a tough Golden Chorizo fight without Charge Beam.
It is. You just have to keep grappling. You know, you have to shoot the orbs, grapple the and then sorry, shoot the orbs and then grapple the supers.
Mm-hmm.
But Cemo gets it.
Nicely done. Cemo's going to take a little refill here. And there's Eddie's space jump. So now Eddie knows of when you see the dots in big bold, which are majors. There's only 3 left. Charge,
Yep.
gravity, and X-ray. That's all that remains. And again, Chad points this out too, and I want to just reiterate. The tournament settings here are hard tricky. If you want to get in to any map random, what a wrecked ship. This
Wow.
is ridiculous. No more majors, but wow. What a wrecked ship.
I guess I'm thinking that charge grabs in Norfair somewhere.
It's probably, yeah. So if you want to play map rando, regardless of what your skill level is, you can customize it however you want. Just like Varia Randomizer and just like Dash Randomizer, you can do that in map rando. Like I said, I know some very basic level tricks and still getting better at them. So I'm going to be doing some basic tricky, heck, maybe I'll do some basic challenge seeds just for a little bit of extra fun. But it's never going to give you more than what you plug in. So it's not going to expect you to go, hey, I got to do this ridiculous 2-step, shine spark if you don't know it. But definitely go ahead and try it out, maprando.com, and it's a ton of fun.
You can actually also turn off individual tricks too, which is a really cool setting.
Absolutely.
All right, so...
Oh,
Wait,
hang
did
on.
Eddie not get-
Aussie challenging me over here. Wouldn't recommend basic challenge. Aussie, challenge accepted. I'll see you next week. No, I'm kidding.
I think challenge makes it a little bit more strange for the basic. I don't fully know the logic. I'm gonna step out. I just gotta step out super quick, WX, but I'll be right back.
You good, Emmett. So in the meantime, Eddie's heading towards Croc Speedway. And Cemo's found their way over to what ends up being right side sand pit with just double missiles. So Cemo going back to this Norfair play could be really interesting. If we take a look at where Eddie's at, Eddie's now making the play for the wreck ship. We've seen all the areas. Charge, gravity, and X-ray, I believe, by process of elimination, have to be here in Norfair. And Cemo's found Big Pink. Another missile. Cemo is just hunting at this point. Eddie has found the aqueduct portion of Norfair. Oh, things are getting interesting. More missiles! Where are the supers? Alright, here we go. It's map time. It's Norfair map time. Eddie's got 40 missiles. There's Dragon. There's 1, 2. All the rest of the majors are in Norfair. Oh, and they're all really close to Cemo. All right. Let's see. Cemo's going to head into Chronic Boost. They are going to make their way on over to these majors. Here's the problem. Look at where Eddie is. Eddie's also in Big Pink. Eddie is caught up. And by caught up, Eddie's already beaten Crate. Cemo still needs to go route all the way into Brainstar, which is a dead end. Cemo finally comes across Gravity Suit, and it's gonna help Cemo get through Brainstar quicker, but you have to... this will be a really tight finish. Mother Brains and Meridia. Eddie's defeated Kraid, which is all the way in Brainstar. Brainstar then connects, I believe it's either the Turian or Meridia. Eddie just has to go and beat Dragon, which is in Wreck Ship? Turian? It's in one of the areas. Maybe it's here in Norfair somewhere. Still needs to beat Dragon. And then you go ahead. Both racers are going to defeat Ridley once they get Charge Beam here in Norfair. Eddie's got his Gravity. Cemo's got their X-Ray, which means that last major is Dragon's in Norfair. Thank you. So, this is it. Cemo's going to go and defeat both enemies, as well as Eddie is. Eddie's going to go right to Mother Brain. Cemo needs to learn instant transmission from Goku. Because I don't know how they are going to somehow come back from this. Appreciate that, Silver. Thank you. And Twitch chat, we appreciate you. Over 300 of you watching this live. That just means over 300 new follows for Eddie and Cemo. If you're not already following them, make sure you give them a follow. Exclamation point R in the Twitch chat. Exclamation point C to follow the commentary and tracking teams. Nevdi and Emmett on comms for games 2 and games 3. Emmett and I on comms for game 1. Baron of Red hanging out, tracking for all 3 games. And if you're interested in seeing the bracket, joining the Discord, that's exclamation point SGL24SMR. And I've also got the Super Metroid Map Randomizer recap and top 8 preview show on my Twitch channel. That was last night. So, if you're interested, make sure you go check that out. It was a fun show and really highlights all these racers and the impact. And not the impact, but the importance of what the top 8 are going through. Your lower bracket round 5 matchups are Eddie versus Cemo tonight that you're watching right now. It's back to back to back. Followed by Aussie versus, you know, this young up-and-comer. I hear they're pretty good. I've been told they're pretty good. It is none other than Andy. Andy, Aussie, tomorrow night starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. So that is what you're going to be seeing there, and that's going to be it for this week. Then it'll be on to lower bracket round number 6 next week, and then finally the lower bracket final. And then after that, it's going to be the upper bracket final at the same time, and then the grand finals. So Charge in a really tough spot here. Oh, it's in Mickey Mouse Room, which some of the racers found earlier. That's really, really tough.
Sorry about that. I'm back. I was sort of watching.
No, you're good. Welcome back, Emmett. And I've already given everyone the rundown.
Norfair. Yeah.
They did, and all the majors are here in Norfair as well. All 3 remaining majors are to the right of Big Pink. That aqueduct checked, yeah, all the majors are south and east of it. Problem is, oh, these majors are so far out of the way.
Yeah, this is tough. Geez, I guess Cemo still seems a little bit behind, but if Cemo can spike this charge first and then, you know, maybe zap Dragon on the way back to Ridley, I wonder if there's any chance of like a catch-up here. This map is insane, by the way. There's so many little dead ends. Like, I don't really know what's going on here on this map. This Norfair map is really tricky to navigate.
I blame Aussie. No, I'm kidding.
Aussie, no. But, you know, they do have grab, they have space jump, they have high jump, they have all the movements, so kind of curious, like, you know, what's gonna happen here.
I'm sorry, Andy with the shots fired. Who's Aussie? Simple as
True,
that.
I call him Oz.
There you go. So, anyway, I'm just kidding. This is what happens on Rando. You have some seeds that are 40 to 50 minutes long, other seeds that could take an hour and a half, and it's not the racer's fault. It's ridiculous maps like this. Again, this is the tricky part of item layout. Even though the map layout is tame, when you start adding in tricky, this is just some of the stuff that you can get. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is fantastic for us, Emmett, as commentators and as viewers. But running something like this would be like, really? That was in that spot?
Right. Yeah, I'd probably be feeling a little bit frustrated with this map. And I feel like it also requires you to pause a ton. I actually think, Eddie almost looking a little flustered here with the map. And again, I think I think they probably both feel a little bit behind. So I think that causes them to maybe try to cut some corners and get ahead of one another, because I think there's always that lingering feeling like if you make a couple missteps or if you take a bad death, it's pretty easy to just feel like you're behind the whole race and you're like, I gotta make moves. So I am really curious about how they're both feeling right now. Does cemo know where Dragon is? That's what I want to know. Okay, cemo does know where Dre is. Okay.
Both racers have the Norfair map information.
Right, but wasn't Dre? Where was Dre? In Meridia, right?
Dre is in Norfair. Apparently, according to chat. I thought it was either in. I thought it was on the wreck ship, but no, it is in Norfair. So I think Ridley is blocking Dragon, which is something you and I talked about when we first saw Ridley earlier on in the seed.
No, I think. Wait, is Ridley? Okay, I am confused.
Yeah,
Eddie already killed. Eddie killed Kraid, not Dragon. Sorry, okay, I got confused. So Kraid was in Meridia, right? Or Brinstar.
Look at them. Oh my goodness, they've
synced up. They're both synced up. They have full beam combo. This is gonna be a super quick fight. I am a little confused. I always call. Sorry. Kraid was in Brinstar. It was just the Everest, so I think of it being Meridia. But yeah.
You were all good. All right, so. Love to see the AI manipulation here from Eddie, getting Ridley to do a bunch of these pogos into the wall. A lot easier to hit Ridley, for sure. And there you go, get scrapped, but not the end of the fight. Oh, are you... Ridley, really?
So what happened there is Eddie was trying to end it and jump up, but if you jump up as like Ridley's pogoing away and you miss your timing, even if Ridley's dead, Ridley can pick you up still and not die. So
Rodney.
a little bit frustrating sometimes with Ridley. cemo actually beating that fight a little bit earlier than Eddie.
Yep, or as some people in the community call him, Rodney.
Rodney, yep.
But
so
but
now
again,
So does cemo know? Sorry, so I misspoke earlier, but does cemo know where Kraid is?
No.
Okay. That's
Cemo's never been to Brinstar.
Okay, that's pretty rough.
Yep. So this goes back to what I was saying, what you and I said earlier. Look at this. Dragon locked behind Ridley. Pretty sad.
Yep.
They had everything they needed to beat Dragon. It was just Ridley was blocking progression in this seed, and we've seen this before in other games.
So the interesting part about that WX is it's actually not a big deal as much because you usually have to kill Ridley. You have to get the proper items to kill Ridley. So if Ridley's guarding all the bosses, it's kind of just like, well, whatever, because you can't finish the game without killing Ridley anyways.
Yep.
So if you have to save up your equipment until you can kill Ridley and the bosses are behind it, it's actually kind of fine. What I'm more concerned about is exactly. What I'm more concerned about is cemo not knowing where Kraid is, and actually I think Eddie also knows where Mother Brain is. So
correct.
Eddie in a pretty strong position right now. Outside of some shambles, it'd be pretty tough for cemo to catch up here. And honestly, I don't even think it was the decision making really. I think it was more. I think bomb jumps were kind of the villain this seed.
Yes.
So bomb jumps plus cemo dying early really is what impacted this. cemo not finding supers. I actually think cemo still did well. I don't know how much I felt that impeded cemo. I think cemo actually got a lot done not finding supers, funny enough, and found filler supers, and it was fine. I think cemo just lost a lot of time to bomb jumps, like straight up bomb jumps and deaths. I mean, it was like almost like I would say minutes of bomb jumps, failures, like were lost for cemo, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I think that's basically what it came down to. I think cemo's decision making en route was fine.
It would the early resets.
Yep. Because cemo would have spiked grab and stuff a lot earlier, if not for that. Because Eddie did do some really gnarly backtracks that actually yielded like almost no results. And yeah, and cemo, yeah, I think actually routed early somehow a little bit better, just took the deaths.
Yep, which it's unfortunate, but that can happen in a race setting.
Yep. I mean, that's kind of too what it shows, like, you know, Eddie just played really solid, even though Eddie may have taken the worst route or did way more backtracking. Eddie, you know, Eddie didn't die. Eddie hit a lot of tricks first try. He did that spring ball cactus D-boost first try, which was absolutely insane. So, yeah. Eddie mechanically just kind of dominating this first match, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Again, folks, don't go anywhere. When this game is over, we're going to be taking a 5 to 10 minute break, and then Emmett and Nevdi will be back to take you into game number 2.
Yuppers. And then, so I already paid the win. Whoever wins this match, I told him I'd pay him off to throw the second match, so we have 3 games. So get ready, guys. We're going to have 2 more games. It's going to be sweet.
Hashtag being paid to throw for content.
Yep.
Not just throwing for content, paid to throw for content.
Yuppers. So yeah, Eddie's just gonna clean up here. Mother Brain, he has Varia and Grav, full beam combo. Dare I say near impossible to mess this up, but I don't know. Eddie could show us something special.
Absolutely. Let's see.
So this fight's only 20 shots when you have this full beam combo.
I'm not gonna lie, Emmett, my wife just came back home and brought me home a donut from Dunkin' Donuts. Just got me very excited.
Oh, nice. That's actually top tier. Nice.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So, Eddie, do us a favor. Run into Mother Brain and go back to a safe state. Will you, please?
Careful, Eddie. Careful. Okay.
Eddie,
I did see a double hit there. Yep. At least Eddie always says he tiptoes into it. Because he's always so scared of getting like double hit twice. It's pretty funny.
Eddie having flashbacks to a certain race that happened in.
We have a legendary donut place out here called Bob's Donuts, and it's just like
nice.
an OG place in San Francisco, and it's open 24/7. And when you said that, I was like, "Am I about to DoorDash some donuts or what?" But
listen, years ago, Emmett, years ago when I was in LA, my first ever time being out there was out there for my brother and now sister-in-law's college graduations. There was a place they took us to, Sidecar Donuts in LA, and they're these big fat gourmet donuts, but I kid you not, there was an Eggs Benedict donut, and I'm like, I'm getting that.
God.
I'm getting it, and it was actually really good. It was cute. It had a basil leaf at the very top of it.
Wow, that's actually really awesome. I love Eggs Benedict, so can't really go wrong.
Same. But Eddie, not going wrong here, because Eddie is back to the landing site, and Eddie's gonna take game number 1 over cemo.
Geez, Eddie. Pretty clean escape too. I wonder how he feels about that. I'm excited to ask him later, depending on how these go. But yeah, that was a wild race, honestly. I think it was a really tough start and kind of a complicated map layout. Like traversing through that and making the decisions is really tough.
It was one of the more interesting map layouts that we've seen in terms of, kind of like you said, being able to go and have a lot of these dead ends. Or you just think back to the beginning of this seed where supers, well, there wasn't any super dead ends for cemo, because cemo ended up getting him at Main Street. But to go into Norfair to get supers, and to go back to go get speed boost, which is in a completely different area, then to go route back something else. It was a lot of interesting routing decisions between Criteria, Wreck Ship, Norfair, Meridia, Torian, all over the place. Very interesting early on decisions. But Emmett, final thoughts before I get us on out of here and we get Nevdi in here.
No, I just think I just think without those small deaths and bomb jump issues, we see a much tighter race here. And it would have been really cool because I think cemo made a lot of different decisions. And it kind of goes to show that in map rando, sometimes there are a myriad of solutions. There can be multiple, you know? So that was a really cool race. And hopefully hopefully no more bomb jump shambles because I want to see these two go at it. And I do want to see cemo take game 2 because I want 3 games.
Absolutely. Same here. Well, folks, I'm handing it off to Nevdi. Nevdi's going to take on over comms. Emmett and Nevdi get you for games 2 and 3. I got a fantasy football show that I've been putting off. I'm finally going to be able to do, so I'm going to go do that on my stream. But GG's to Eddie and cemo. I can't wait to see how this one turns out. And again, Aussie versus Andy tomorrow night, best of 3 as well. Emmett, Nevdi, and Baron, have a great rest of the night. Enjoy the commentary and tracking. And don't go anywhere. Race number 2 will be underway shortly.
All right, we're back. And this time we've got Nevdi with us. Sup, Nevdi?
Yo, sup, Emmett. Pretty excited for this one. 2 teammates clashing.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool story, this race, and it's open pretty strong.
What were they teammates for again? I was loosely talking about that at the start, but I didn't know. Some sort of rando or something.
It hurts to talk about, Emmett, but the fact you've brought it up, these are the grand champions, along with Sashio, of the last Randomizer League. This is the team
that's weird.
won.
Aren't you the rando player, though?
No, look, come on. They cheesed to win out of me, all right?
All right.
Eddie and cemo, grand champions. But yeah, teammates for a while. They actually learnt it together, and here they are. Enemies now.
Yeah, bitter enemies. Bitter rivals, terrible. Bitter enemies. The biggest fallout of the century. Yeah. Eddie's gone right now because he's texting cemo off screen.
Yeah, no respect here being off camera. This is kind of rude. Doesn't even turn up at the start.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I'm excited to see this. I think they both, I will say they both weren't really playing their best last time. There was mistakes on both ends, and
yeah.
I'm sure Eddie's really happy to take the W still. So I want to see him come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair to say.
Yeah,
they didn't. I think that's out of character for them here. cemo with some shambles and Eddie with some back and forth tricky routing. So I think they both got a bit to prove in game 2.
Right.
But yeah.
And we're saying that because we have a lot of they're extremely good. Like I've talked about this a bit. You know, cemo doesn't stream a ton. They haven't entered a ton of map rando races, but cemo is absolutely like one of the best rando players. So.
Along right with first. cemo. Oh no, you hate to see it. You hate to see it.
I hate to see
the last surviving right first, I think.
Yep.
In the tournament.
It's actually not looking great already. No way you go for this scene.
Okay, so
this is what makes cemo kind of wild, but it's cool too to see. Cemo just goes for that stuff. Like to me, I instant reset.
Yeah.
But cemo will go as far as they can go. And do some crazy things and like progress where they shouldn't. And sometimes it pays off, and sometimes it doesn't.
I think it's really cool that cemo plays knowledge, and it looks like Eddie got Varia when that stream went down for a second. We'll probably see it on cemo's side here, but another relatively early Varia seed.
This is incredibly similar to last seed, right? Early screw Varia. So
I probably would say, it's funny to say this, but out of the two, Eddie probably benefits from an early Varia seed because cemo is more of a holo player, probably like one of the last holo meta players. It's still tough to call, but I'd say Eddie would be happier to see Varia, I think, than cemo would.
I think that makes sense. I think cemo is probably more comfortable and really nutty situations that require like deep knowledge, and when you get Varia, it suddenly cuts out like half the knowledge needed or required. So crazy things are just gonna happen less.
Definitely.
This is
speaking on crazy. This is very linear. There's
this
no
is a certified pacifier. Like, let's get our baby bottles out, right?
Might be the new record time seed. It's already over.
It's actually kind of wild. I'm hoping to see some like pretty huge, pathways open up where it can diverge.
Yeah, there is like a criteria bomb jump map play here, but I think we're going to have PTSD after the bomb jumps of last one, so I think they're going to both avoid that for a little while. But high jump makes it easier, but I like them both going down. There's no need to landing site yet. There's still lots of doors here to check.
Yeah, I guess with still no supers or power bombs, they just have to keep checking. They just have to keep checking doors, right, until they spike those.
And Eddie taking a bit of a think on this one, kind of scared of not being able to get back after this map, I think. But I have a feeling cemo will go
for the map. Is there any world where you like go back and save and try to get map, or is that just always a bad play here?
Okay, they're thinking a lot quicker than I could here. I'm not sure why they both immediately went back. There's probably some reason. No, doors, I suppose. They don't have any, if it's a door on the way back or a power bomb, they can't blast it through. So,
right.
Yeah, they're not willing to make that call. So, yeah, what you said, a save is probably optimal to go find.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They're both doing the exact. Oh, cemo, I don't think Eddie didn't go through this room, right?
No.
Yeah, cemo for sure going through this room. Oh, did he? Oh, okay. My bad. I feel uncomfortable like going really far with not many items nowadays. Because cemo's going pretty deep here.
It's all in logic with this screw.
That's true.
High jump makes these caution doors a lot. My cemo's not going down the caution. It could be it could be the worst room. It could be Everest. There's that's really bad.
Right, so I'm assuming Everest would be bad there. Also, the glass the glass tube room doesn't have caution, right?
No. So that's fine. I think it's just Everest that is bad that I'm thinking of. The rest, high jump will get you out of.
Okay.
But cemo not taking the risk on it. Too many collections.
Right. I was gonna say there's that one room where you need. Well, they do have bombs, so yeah, there's a lot of rooms they could do.
Still not playing map yet.
Nope, still blind check. I guess they just feel uncomfortable, right? Without supers or power bombs.
It's important in these moments to not. I think it's still important to think, but you're probably likely going to check all these doors. You just want to go there and do it quickly and not worry about it. Cemo's checked the door. Okay, it's super locked. It's fine. Eddie checking his respective doors and just going. You just got to get as much of the map done as quickly as possible, and it is what it is.
I wonder if Eddie saves here and plays for this. Nope. Okay, I was thinking. I feel like Eddie keeps looking at this map like he wants to get it, but.
I think we might have door color confirmation there. I think someone in chat might have been watching a bit closer, but I think we might have seen that it was a color lock.
For the map?
Wait for one of them. Yeah, I think we'll have to wait for one of them to bring up the map again.
Okay, I'm staring. I'm ready.
Yeah, look on cemo's side here. Yeah, there we go. So that's a power bomb lock from the map. So both making a really good call.
Okay. Yep.
To not go for that. But it's tempting.
The map's pretty. The save's pretty far. The ship, like it's kind of rough. Does it look like cemo was maybe doing that?
Wow. Yeah.
Wait, what's Eddie doing?
Going for it. I don't know. We'll have to find. If Eddie's.
Is this just a?
No, something I don't.
I think he might just reset it, all the progress, because it's not so bad. Maybe.
I don't know. I think
it's not that many. Well, all the items are back on the way. Maybe not the worst.
So, Eddie's saving grace there is confirming two colors. A super door and a power bomb door.
I guess I don't feel like this is that bad because he wasn't that far away from much, and like all the majors are back on the way. Like So cemo came back and saved, but is that actually faster than what Eddie did? I'm curious.
I think you're probably
no,
right. And wow, Cemo's not even doing it. Okay.
Okay.
So now we've got a different bit of a race here. But yeah, had Cemo gone back, got map and reset, we'd probably be still synced. I think that the recollection is probably the same, if not quicker, than backtrack to the ship to save. But Cemo having none of it, just forgetting the map and doing the bomb jump.
I'm legit anxious watching this. Actually, like my eyes are closed.
I'm staring. Come on,
just hold right, cemo, please.
Now
there's nothing.
That is a big.
There's nothing up here, right? It's just a missile pack. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, based on Eddie's pack, I actually think it's just a missile pack up here, which is pretty brutal.
Okay. So the map is just really strong from Eddie here.
Yeah, because Eddie at least knows kind of where to start going.
I think I would have liked to have seen the save into the map from Cemo.
Right.
But...
I do think it was faster to get it and then reset because all the I don't know actually. It's close. It's close.
Yeah, it's just kind of now looking to see how long it's going to take Cemo to make the same play. Where I think Eddie's going to be headed into that Brinstar transition.
Yep. Because Cemo did bail. I guess if Cemo committed to those Metroid rooms, it actually was maybe the right call. Which would have been pretty wild. Cemo would have had a strong lead here. I guess just the looming threat of like missing something in criteria was on Cemo's mind.
Yeah, having watched and played with Cemo a fair bit, I am surprised they didn't just full send that.
That's also that's actually what I thought they were gonna do too. Like for sure.
Pulling it back a bit, showing a bit of restraint here.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it seems like it's the play, unless it's this other Bryn door that. Oh no, well, this is the door, isn't it? This is the one that leads to.
Okay, Cemo is getting mapped now. Which kind of is like just a net negative, unfortunately, but the info's still good. I mean, knowledge is always strong. It just means in terms of racing Eddie, it's like kind of rough.
Yeah, exactly. We know that this isn't great, but it's the correct play to do. So,
right.
Similar early game exit. Eddie just with the lead here.
Yeah. Cemo probably needs to pick up those missiles too at the bottom. I'm hoping to not see Cemo go for the bomb jump. Okay.
Oh my god! It was this room. What is happening?
Oh, it is Everest.
Eddie's stream is paused, and he looks so confused.
And he's actually like messaging us right now.
What?
I have a rando logic complaint. Like he definitely does that and logs it. So
what is this?
were you supposed to go in from the other criteria side potentially, or was it locked?
Nah, the other criteria side is locked too. I think it's just the major.
Yeah.
There was a major dot that I can't remember what the room was, but maybe it was East Ocean that the major was. No, it was somewhere in criteria. We'll see if Cemo goes for it.
Eddie paused his game, messages awesome.
That's an emote.
Immediately.
That's an emote.
It's actually so funny.
So crazy that Cemo pulled back on that.
You can reach top left right. Everest says boss. Yeah, I think you disable high jump, I think, and you can do the jump.
But don't you need something to get back up? I know you can reach it, but you can't reach the path back up, so it's not.
Let's not think about that, Nevdi. Let's not think about that.
There's the grapple. So that's your backtrack.
Yep. Yeah, I don't fully understand it either. I think if it's the actual last, I think what Andy just said, that's from my understanding. If you had checked everything and it's the last it's the last thing you can do, then it's maybe in logic or something. I don't fully understand how that works either, though. And that might really trip Cemo up. Like Cemo might not be down. You know, I don't know.
No, okay, I might have this understood wrong, but the stream was frozen, so I actually don't think that grapple was the item.
Okay.
I need Aussie to help me here. The grapple is in logic. Okay. Oh, because it's a loop? Oh, it is a loop. This is gross.
Yeah.
This is, okay.
I'm hoping Cemo just figures it out quickly and doesn't, and just goes left here.
I would not understand this. I would be in shambles. I would not.
I
know what
feel
to
like
do.
the only reason I would maybe do this if I checked everything else, however, I wouldn't turn my high jump off. I totally would forget about this. I would probably UWJ on the left side here. But I just learned something from cemo, so now I don't need to do that. I didn't know you could just flatly like that.
That flatly is so big to get for both of them.
Yeah.
It is the logic, and it is a loop, if
Right.
chat is to be believed. That is gross.
That's wild.
All right, my brain hurts. This is
Well, either way, they're both on track now. I mean, Eddie has kind of a decent lead though right now. But you know, cemo's going to grab grapple now, and probably feel a little sigh of relief. Like, okay, I can go through that room now safely. Like, we can get going. I know where I need to go. Start to explore Brinstar here.
yeah. So yeah, cemo mostly just behind of the save scum decision and the bomb jumping landing site, but
Yep.
other than that, pretty close. Eddie has a really nice save scum here that cemo is not going to get. We'll see if it matters. If it does matter, Eddie's ahead. If not, cemo has taken the lead.
Eddie flexing a little bit. I think obviously he doesn't have to do that. I think the other room was dry, so you could jump. If you're wondering, oh, do I have to do that like crazy wall jump? No, that is not in logic. You can jump through the doors, and it acts as like a gravity jump.
Yeah. But as far as logic's concerned, this is why you prioritize the top, because you can very easily just get a water-to-water room.
Right.
So if you don't UWJ, you really have to avoid those as a last resort.
cemo is doing the trick so I never understood that this was in logic, and it's because of this bomb jump that cemo's doing now. Although the stream just exploded for me, but cemo is doing the bomb jump, which apparently makes that very free, so you don't have to jump on the crumble blocks.
Yes, and I fail it every time, so I jump on the crumble blocks instead.
I also jump on the blocks. Even though it's frozen, Eddie is going on the left side sand pit because there was a major, and I guess there will be some potential cheating involved because wow, cemo really wants to check that.
Goodness, yeah.
That was crazy. I'm
is good to know.
dying there a lot. I mean, it is good to know. That's just scary.
It is so scary.
Oh, so Eddie spiked ice. I don't think cemo will go down that sand pit though, right? Because it's not like guaranteed that he can get the items. Maybe I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
Oh, but cemo doesn't have map yet, so cemo's kind of just running around. Is there a reason why cemo didn't get map actually?
Goodness.
Oh, what is cemo's going
This
wild?
is I'm so stressed. Okay, cemo,
Wow.
you're crazy.
That was
That's
pretty
pretty
sick.
impressive.
That's actually amazing. Oh my god, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that. That was crazy.
Rewarded with a
Ridley.
Nice.
Right.
It feels like last seed. It's the same thing. Find Varia, don't have charge, see Ridley, leave.
Yep. The problem is Eddie already has this info. Like, where is this load? Oh no, okay, cemo did have a save. Oof. I was like,
Yeah.
where's
Sorry,
cemo
everyone. We are
loading to?
missing a bit of just with the drops here, so maybe a bit wrong. But yeah, it looks like cemo found the save, so reverts back.
Yep. I guess I'm still stressed that cemo doesn't have the map.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like why cemo didn't go for it. I didn't know what was blocking it or whatever.
Hold cemo. Oh, nearly cool. Nearly with the Indiana Jones.
Is
The
there
most
a-
impossible trick?
It's so hard doing that. Like, I like actually grappling across properly is incredibly difficult here. Is there a chance cemo didn't get mapped because they didn't want to go down the door, not knowing if there was another water room?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's where Eddie's confidence in being able to come back up with UWJs is really helpful to be able to make the call. And the save probably makes it fine to go and do, but we're just going to see some blind stuff from cemo instead.
I'm sort of curious how the logic is. I guess so. Map's not necessarily included in logic, so that means that they don't. I think so. cemo's basically respecting the logic almost too much in a way. Like,
Yes.
so yeah, I think I always want to get mapped there, but I guess without a save, it is scary. Like, it is spooky. Like,
yeah, and in this case here, it was a water room in this case too. At least the right-hand side was. So yeah, you would have lost progress if you're not UWJing out or doing Andy's dumb grapple thing that I don't understand yet. But
I don't know those either. Forbidden Jutsu. Yep. All right, I want to see. I think I'm hoping that cemo maybe gets mapped here, make some decisions. Because I think when cemo has all the knowledge, it's like maybe I think cemo might have an edge. Like that's when cemo could thrive.
Eddie. Oh, so close. They both going for it.
I like that Eddie went for it. Oh, no power bombs yet. So Eddie's still stressing with hollows.
Yes.
No power bombs yet. It's always freaky.
Why? I think cemo just needs to get map and reset. Okay, so cemo's going to have the same knowledge too. Be down an ice beam, go for that major, and have the news that there is a major. Oh, never mind.
Can cemo? Oh, well, cemo's being cemo and getting back from this. Okay, never mind.
Never mind. I thought the map was right there, but
I think they have to go on the left side to get map. Eddie scaring me a little bit, but they have Varia, so it's pretty safe. Eddie got stuck in that. If Eddie didn't have Varia there, definitely cooked insta.
This could be charge in the ceiling. No, it's Spazer. I'm just trying to think of a world in which those are the logical power bombs at GT.
Right.
And there's also a major behind.
I see.
Yeah, so you can kill GT.
That makes sense. Okay, I wasn't thinking about that, but that's smart. So that could be logic, is what you're saying, the GT power bombs, if charge or something's nearby.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the exact requirements, but I know that charge would, charge Varia helps. So I think cemo had seen that Spazer beam that Eddie just got, along with the missiles, but chose to reset it, just with a save scum.
Right.
So I'm just trying to keep up with the knowledge, and here we have some main street stuff. This ice beam puts this climb in logic, and it's probably likely this is where we need to go.
And charge
hates ice beam.
Yep. Charge. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Couldn't cheat his way up that time, but he'll get it soon enough. This one's really difficult. I struggle with that one. That one's really hard. What's here? Okay, space jump for Eddie. That major. cemo's got map now, so cemo's can, start making some stronger decisions here.
Yeah, and I think the decision is the sandpit, like Eddie has done, into this climb for space jump, which does what? I'm lost again. What are we doing with space jump here?
I guess they just have to go to another zone, right? They're tabbing those maps quick, but I'm assuming they just need to go elsewhere. I don't know where, but
it's kind of rude.
Does space jump help with this? Maybe. I don't know.
Well, this is where space jump is. So.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Right.
Oh, these players are really quick. They're not giving us enough time to look at the map.
Yeah, they need to pause for 4 minutes like I do.
A bit.
Yeah. I can show them how long to be paused. I got the tech on that. Okay, so cemo's gonna get ice here. I guess, like you said, cemo's probably just gonna do the same thing Eddie did.
Yeah.
And do this, then go get space, I guess. Well, they have to. I mean, they don't know what the item is.
Yeah, you're not expecting space. Probably you're thinking, okay, that's like charge or gravity, and then I can do X, Y, Z. I think that. I mean, they've seen the maps a little bit better than us, so maybe they immediately know where to take this space, but I'm having a tough time working it out.
Yeah, because they're not scrolling. I'm not seeing the connections, and I guess I think Eddie still really wants power bombs before leaving. Maybe. That's what I'm thinking.
Was there a major past pants room?
I didn't think so, but okay. I guess I can't remember. I thought it was I only thought it was a missile, but I guess it's possible it's no, it can't really be power bombs, right? Because for logic, don't you need grav for pants room?
I'm not sure.
I think so.
We're still missing this power bomb too, which doesn't matter Sorry, we're still missing this power bomb for this major peak behind Ridley, but I guess it doesn't matter. Eddie's going to now also confirm power bombs and be a little bit shocked.
Eddie
Here we have
might be considering
the
this,
thought
by the way.
process.
So he has grapple and he has 5 supers.
I think this is...
Oh, he's doing
this
it.
is crazy. But it's probably right, but...
Yeah, I could tell Eddie was definitely considering this when he paused here. Is this logic? I have no idea. With 5, I'm unsure. It doesn't necessarily make it harder though. It just makes it longer. So, in my head, it could be. It's just really slow.
Jeez, Eddie's made some quick work on this seed on cemo. I don't think that there has been some, decisions and some saves, some scums to make, but he's just flat out quite ahead of cemo.
Yeah.
Cemo's going to be following suit, but we're just going to be a GT fight ahead.
Right. Because cemo still has to go get space, and then I guess I don't know. And cemo doesn't have supers yet. I forgot where Eddie picked them up. But yeah, cemo doesn't even have supers yet. I'm not too sure where Eddie got those. But yeah, grapple makes this like pretty easy, guys. If in case you're wondering, like this fight might look intimidating, but there's a spot where Eddie's standing where Golden Treezos can't do anything to him, and you just shoot the orbs, you collect them with grapple, and then you just spam up and shoot. Golden Treezo will take your 1 super, hold on to it, throw it back, and then you can get 4 in there.
Yeah. It's just long, and not too difficult, but just quite long.
Yep.
But when you got PBs as the reward, you're sort of willing to make those long plays. It doesn't feel good. You could see Eddie thinking about it, but eventually made the call to just, yep, I want these PBs. Let's do this slow fight. Right.
And I guess I wonder if there's any sort of metagaming on Eddie's part, in a sense that, like, okay, I won first game, I'm just going to play as, consistent as possible and just get through it and, not take too many risks, opt for even maybe a slower style and consistent, and being like, if cemo shambles at all, then I'll just win,
Yeah. And to add to that metagame idea too, I think that Eddie knows cemo makes these plays, and by these plays I mean will be willing to do a 5-5 Dragon, will be willing to do a 5-5 GT, just get stuff done. So let's follow that. Let's assume I have the mechanics in the play. Let's follow what I think cemo will do. So it's a good play, but it's also backed up by understanding how cemo plays as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. cemo, it's funny because I always, I talk about how Eddie has like really great mechanics, but even just now, like cemo's little movement just now, like getting through this room was actually incredibly quick. Like the very, very like clean movements. I guess we don't know if cemo's finishing the job here, but it just looked really clean to me.
Yeah, cemo has very, very good RBO times, very good low ice times, just does a lot of categories and a lot of rando. So although the ceiling mechanics probably aren't as good as Eddie's, the overall, rando movement consistency is one of the best. It is really top for sure. And we're seeing that now.
All right, so Eddie's coming back. I failed to see where the connections were. I don't know what other zones there are. I just never saw them. I don't know if you saw them at all, Nodi.
No, I didn't. They are playing quickly, mapping a few times, which is what you got to do at this top end. And they're not giving us time to look. But Eddie is in that comfy 5-5-5 mode. Your 5 of each, ammo or minor distribution. So this is where it really opens up, and we're just going to have to clean out each area and go to the next.
With Everest out of the way and you have grapple, Eddie also has Varia and ice, and like you said, 5-5-5 combo. Like, I bet you Eddie's just like, I can do anything now. So you can usually start feeling pretty confident then. Spring ball helps too if there's more water rooms.
Nice. The cringe face from Eddie, doesn't want to see that.
Right.
We've still got lots of seed to play. Sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, you do this big chain, which these two have done so far already, and you're like, okay, where's my gravity? Where's my reward? It's not over yet. Spring ball,
Right.
let's keep it going.
And the worst part about that is Spring Ball's like almost useless now because they already did all the crazy water rooms.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of a dead item at this point. So it feels extra bad. And they have seen Ridley, so Eddie really wanted charge there probably. They
Really
just go do
wanna
Ridley.
charge.
Yeah,
And just
charge
be
would have been
done with
huge.
Yeah.
Because Ridley's out, seems like it's out of the way, right now.
And there's a
that
major
coach start.
behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Okay,
actually
Eddie
kind of a
doing the clip. I don't know if you saw that. Eddie just did the clip without X-ray. Probably would have been
Oh.
fine to go around, but stubborn Eddie showing off.
It's
Make
actually
sure he
funny
gets
because
it.
Eddie taught me that without X-ray, so I don't even know how to do it with X-ray. I only know that
only
that
know the
strategy.
ultra hard
Yeah, I only know those ones. It can
It's
take
good,
a
though,
bunch
if
of
you,
tries. It is good. It is good.
Yeah, it's good to know it that way around because then you're not relying on the X-rays. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
X-ray just gives a lot more leniency for those wondering. Like you can, I think you can freeze the frog a lot higher, and then you can like use X-ray to do a get up. So you have a good more, a bit more range there where you can freeze the frog.
So I couldn't see, is this path to Turian locked by supers or springboard? I don't think
What?
it is. So
Yeah, I wouldn't feel like that's the case.
okay, there is
I
a
don't
world
know
in
about
which Eddie.
supers. I
feels
don't know if
bad.
it's locked by supers. Right, because he's like, I went out of my way. I got all these items. I got power bombs, fought Golden Chorizo. I got Spring, and then suddenly I didn't need any of those items to progress. So yeah, I
Yes,
guess if
and-
Cemo just goes Torian and with nothing, then
Yep.
suddenly it's like okay.
Exactly. And that's sort of what Eddie's worried about. That
Is there
backtrack for the spring
any
ball is
chance?
not great. So there is a chance because of Ridley's position.
Okay.
That's why. If Ridley wasn't there, probably no one's doing that. But the fact that
Right.
you're coming back anyway, it's not unreasonable to just go, especially if you know the logic isn't going to force you to do that GT fight.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see.
Well, I'd love
Cemo-
to see Cemo do that, but Cemo's still in Brinstar messing around with. I don't actually know where Cemo's going right now, and for what?
I think looking for
Oh,
this
the two
hollow.
hollows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cemo still really wants. I don't think Eddie's got these.
We might have
could've
had
missed
Eddie
it.
do this, yeah, during the stream downtime. I guess we'll see.
I'm
if
just
this
looking
is
at
supers.
his resources, and because they're both at 3 and 2, it kind of means that Eddie didn't do this because Eddie would
Oh,
have
you're right.
then 10
You're
supers or 10 power bombs or something. Yeah.
Yep, spot on.
Unless
So-
Eddie got the super and bailed, but that doesn't make sense
That's
to me.
wild. Well, unless he didn't pick up an alternative E-tank. which
Eddie
Cemo
had grapple though. So, oh, true. I guess Eddie could have skipped it or something. This actually be pretty nice. If this is power bombs for Cemo, that does save time. Cemo might not feel inclined to check as many things, and would be really cool to see Cemo just go to Torian and
Yeah,
try to
it would be
catch up.
cool, and it is a
Yeah.
play Cemo can do. I
Yeah.
think when you're in this position and this close to it, I think it's not unreasonable, but the enticing run back to that major in criteria, well,
Yeah.
is enticing, but we'll have to wait and see.
Okay, some
Eddie-
options here. I finally saw some connections. So Eddie's in Torian. I don't think there's anything in Torian, but there's 2 connections, and it's Wreckship and Meridia.
And there's also a major here, I think.
Is there a major?
Um,
Okay, I didn't see it.
Yeah. I didn't see exactly how to get to it, but I think we go up this elevator and go right, and it's at Criteria Supers. So that's where Eddie's headed off to now.
Okay, so I guess because the major's over here, I wonder if Eddie just goes to the closest zone after grabbing this major, or if he's gonna like talk himself into, making a decision between one of the 2 for some reason. Wreck ship sometimes can be a play for some people because the map is smaller and whatnot, but with 3 bosses still unknown plus Mother Brain, it's like you kind of I think you just go to the closest zone. Nevdi can tell me something different though, maybe.
No, yeah, I agree. I was looking at the items left, X-ray would have been probably the worst. Plasma's probably the second worst. It doesn't do anything. We still can't go back to Ridley, so we go deeper before we can do the backtrack.
Yeah, Eddie was maybe hoping for like, well, charge, I think #1, because Eddie right now is like, I want to kill Ridley, I want to kill Ridley, but at 10.55, you're not killing Ridley. I mean, you need charge at this point. I don't know. It'd be hard to play hollows here, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think he can't on 5. Like, maybe you can start doing hollows on 15, but it's just a backtrack now. There's no way. I know
They've
it's
also been out of the
but-
way. They've been super out of the way, these hollows, I think. Like, even the ones cemo just got were kind of a pain. You know, like, look at what cemo's having to go through.
And it was, we missed it on stream, but it was an E-tank, is that second hell run, or that major in that heated room was an E-tank, so.
Which is like
power
the
bombs.
worst thing you can possibly. When you have Varia, E-tanks are like really bad. You don't want to see them at all, because at worst case you just get them, you know, right before Mother Brain if you absolutely need them,
Yes.
and just get hollows on the way. Because if you get hollows on the way and don't go out of your way and you have Varia, most likely you'll end up with at least, you know, 2 E-tanks in a reserve or 3 E-tanks. So yeah, getting them early with Varia is no good.
Okay, so
Rex
unfortunately,
for Eddie?
cemo, yeah, probably looks like Rex ship, but unfortunately for cemo, they are going back to this major, which
or major.
is probably, it's fine. Like, it's a right play. We just know in this context that the springboard probably won't pay off, given the breaks that they can do, and it's just repeating the time loss that Eddie had to do. So no gains made yet. Still lots of seed, but we haven't found any time back for cemo yet.
Right. With that beam combo and Varia, just like the thought of charge is pretty enticing, and it means you don't have to then come back for this backtrack to Ridley is pretty brutal. So, Eddie found Mother Brain and Rex shipped. I don't think there's any majors in there, so it's just Mother Brain info.
We are bone dry. It looks like Eddie is going to the Meridia.
Yeah, there's like not a lot of I feel like at this point it's like relatively linear now for Eddie. Like, he just goes to Meridia, gonna clear that zone. You know, everything right now that Eddie needs, all the bosses, charge, all that is in the Meridia direction. There's no other options. So not a lot of decision making for Eddie. I can't really see when he pauses unless there's a major here, which maybe there is. It looks like Eddie is maybe trying to find a major here.
Is this not the way to Mother Brain? I mean, is this not the way to Meridia?
I think you have to backtrack through back to Torian. Oh no, there is a connection. My bad. Yeah, there's a connection to Meridia. There was another connection in the other zone to Meridia as well.
So you are thinking opponent hollows here, and kills Ridley, because this backtrack is awful. But like you said before, I don't think there's a world. I think that you have to accept this backtrap and not be able to kill Ridley on any ammo pickups.
They're just so starved on supers. It's like crazy. They just have nothing. 2010-5 is a long way.
Yeah, it's a long way.
Well, I'm curious to see if Eddie gets this hollow now. No, okay. Yeah, Eddie's like, I'm just gonna get. He's done. So he's getting charged. Save's fine. Always good insurance. I don't think you can really do much because there's no way you don't just go to Meridia here and like clear it. There's no divergence. You have to like do Meridia unless there's a Meridia and then a divergence right here. Because what zones haven't we seen yet?
Turian?
No, I think Torian was before Rex ship.
Oh, okay. They were in and out really quickly.
I always get confused on this. I feel like there's one they're missing. Is it Norfair? Might be Norfair.
I'm trying to think, where is cemo just going for this GT fight as well? Wait, where?
Maybe so. Oh wait, can Eddie? Wait, what's going on here? Oh, Eddie has space. Okay, so what's the? Oh, so this helps Eddie a lot getting through here. I don't think it's as crazy. I mean, yeah, he cheated a little bit just now, but it's not that insane. It's not like he completely broke it, because you'd have to get here another way. However, I do think this puts Eddie in a way better spot, because he scouted Mother Brain. He got the connection. Normally you'd have to turn back here, but you did underwater wall jump, and now Eddie's in big pink. It's actually really strong, and most likely, I don't think cemo will cemo UWJ. If not, cemo will have to backtrack there. Oh, okay, nice.
So certain UWJs, I'm pretty sure, and that is, you know, the easiest of all of them, and the one that, you know, we had to learn for Rando League. So if cemo's familiar with any, it's that one. And so cemo got another holodot pack, which was a super missile, which will help the fight, but not what you want to see. So we are just seeing this repeated force fight. So exact same stuff as Eddie, just a substantial positional difference.
I guess there's
due to the way they played it.
Yeah, I guess there's still a tiny chance cemo could. If cemo goes straight to Meridia here somehow, then there's like a small potential for a catch up. Especially,
that's a pretty big copium, but yeah, you're right.
It is cope, but let me tell you about some cope here. The reason is, I don't know if you saw, but there's 2 connections in Meridia.
Yes.
And Meridia's huge. So, and by the way, Eddie's actually now from no ammo, now 1 super pack away from Ridley.
Not happy about it either.
However, that's sort of fine, because the backtrack, he still has a backtrack for Mother Brain, so it's not the worst. Okay, this is my cope. Do you see how there's another connection?
Yes, I do.
There's a huge chance that cemo can take that. If cemo leaves Brinstar, goes to Meridia, and immediately spikes charge, which is very possible, I think, then that's the cope world I want to live in, that cemo can like do something here. So I'm hoping to see that. Please just go Meridia, please, cemo.
Oh, cemo's scouting this. I was like, what is cemo doing? But having the knowledge here is pretty good. And it is speed.
Wow. Oh, Eddie never got this, actually. Cemo
couldn't get it. It's locked behind Ridley, so cemo just wants to know what's there.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, to come back sooner rather than later. It's like, you know, do I get charged and come back instantly, or do I go for the next major, because now I know it's gravity and it's going to speed me up? So
that's true.
Scout is pretty nice.
There's also another cope that maybe another boss is hidden behind speed. So the biggest cope now of my life is that cemo goes to Meridia through that connection in Brinstar, spikes charge, comes back, kills Ridley, gets speed, and then there's a speed lock boss. Oof.
Please. See it. I mean, you can hear we're desperate for a game 3, guys. We love them both, but we want to see more.
cemo did do that fight pretty quick, by the way. Bomb through the golden tree. That was like a lot faster than Eddie's thing.
The extra super pack did help a fair bit.
Yep.
For sure. So Eddie can nearly do this fight. You have to double hit, like, no, you can't do it yet, but if you get another super pack, you'd be close. But regardless of Eddie being able to do this fight, you want to just keep searching for the rest of the majors, because the pathway back is so miserable and a lot of water rooms. But he didn't scout the item behind Ridley, so he's not fully aware that it isn't gravity. So there's a much bigger world in which cemo will continue this Meridia hunt when they get there than Eddie will.
Okay. I was going to say, we're kind of... I mean, to me, this is kind of a worst case scenario, though, for cemo. He did end up going to Torian, and the map's extremely far, and it's only Mother Brain. So it's going to be tough. I don't know. You know, anything can happen. I'm not too sure, but maybe cemo can show me the light. But yeah.
There's definitely situations, but I think that the lead is a little bit too insurmountable. Eddie's just made quick work of a really difficult early game seed. Early to mid, I would say. This has actually kind of dragged on a while. And it was such a nasty loop. But being able to pull down and get map earlier with UWJ backups were pretty big, I would say.
Yeah, that's true. I think that is maybe one of the defining factors is Eddie knowing that even if it's a water room connection, oh, I can UWJ back up. Cemo didn't really have a save on hand, so Cemo didn't want to take that risk and just hop down and then be stuck and lose all your items. So that ended up having a pretty big impact. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and I think Chad is saying as well, and yourself, the criterion map, go for it and recollect, was pretty big.
Right.
Eddie sort of identified, he got enough info, let's sack the map, come recollect the items. That was a lot quicker as well. Those are the two moments, yeah, that stick out to me.
Yeah, maps are huge for sure. And it makes sense because Cemo didn't do that, Cemo ended up having to do a lot more blind checks, which yielded like no results really, unfortunately.
Cemo on the way to get this plasma, and we'll see what the decision is in Big Pink, but I imagine it's just an Eddie follow at this stage. Oh my god, they have to keep going.
Oh, it's to Norfair.
Wow.
All right, Cemo, my next cope, just blind check Norfair here, I believe.
I think Eddie's thinking for a bit, but there's no need to get a consolidation on Ridley now because Mother Brain's been found. Had Mother Brain not be found and you think it's down in Norfair, you'd have more of an incentive to get that backtrack done.
Go back, yeah.
But you're going back anyway. So
right.
Just full send. You got to go to Norfair, get every major in there. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Unless here's the real messy bit. Unless we hit a speed lock.
Right. That would be pretty interesting.
It would be.
But
the chances are low.
Eddie can kill Ridley now, actually. So yeah, because Eddie's at 20 supers, 50 missiles, and 10 power bombs. So Eddie does have the ammo to kill. I guess, is he considering it? Did he scout speed? And is he getting nervous about speed? Maybe.
He might have speed scouted, and we might have missed it. It might have been string down. It might have been our eyes. He might be thinking that. You are right. So maybe we do see a backtrack, which feels bad without gravity. We'll have to wait. It does,
yeah. It's a lot of water rooms.
So, chat confirming he did scout it. So
okay, I think that could make you a little nervous. You know, if you just immediately, if you immediately get speed stuck, it's not the worst. But if you have to travel a lot and then you get speed stuck, it's like pretty annoying. However, you're most likely gonna get grav and stuff. But yeah, it just depends if there's any sort of gnarly speed locks here.
I think we talked about this last night. Actually, we had a funny seed with a speed fear, I would call it. There is speed fear in these seeds for sure.
Yep.
And it looks like...
Oh, is Eddie heading back? Where's Eddie going?
He's misplayed map. A bit of a head shake there. I think he just...
No, I think he is going back to Ridley. He's grabbing this ammo, right? Okay. Or no?
Oh yeah, maybe. You just saw him shake his head, so I wasn't sure. But yeah, this could just be ammo for Ridley.
Right.
So we're going to see speed fear potentially. Or we're going to see, in quotations, you'll likely be okay. It's hard because God Route is you'll likely be okay.
Right.
Because you're going to come back with gravity and charge. But speed fear is, I'm going to get screwed. I got to go back. And this decision sucks. You hate it, but it looks like that's what Eddie's choosing to do. And unless...
again, it is like the safer move, right? I guess, like...
It depends on the context of safe. It's safer to complete the seed, but it's probably more dangerous to get a loss.
Yes.
I think it's super interesting. I don't know what the answer is, and I don't think Eddie does either. You just make a decision here and do it.
I think it's like the slight metagaming. Like maybe with this, how the seed played out, he's like, I think Cemo might have been first like some crazy stuff, some crazy checks out of logic, and if Cemo shambled at all and I just play clean and safe and move fast and, complete the seed, then, he might just grab the W here.
Yep.
We don't really know until we ask him later. I am curious. It has to just be the speed fear. Eddie backtracking. Which I guess, does that give Cemo... I think Cemo's still in pretty rough shape, unfortunately.
I think Cemo needs to Norfair and speed not be required. I think that's...
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
It's a tough one to make. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm super interested in this. I would be feeling very uncomfortable.
This is actually you're right. This is a brutal trek without grab.
Especially when you're right next to Norfair anyway, with bosses that you know are in there.
That's kind of wild.
It's
honestly, I think
crazy.
at that point, you maybe just have to go Norfair. I feel like I'd rather go in there and get, because what, you waste maybe a couple, like 30 seconds to 2 minutes extra by seeing if you get speed locked, right? Rather than backtracking and then for sure. It doesn't seem that bad when you're that close to Norfair to just check and then just backtrack yourself. I guess I'm not too sure. You know, I still have a lot to learn, so I'm not too sure.
I'd probably go Norfair and do it. I think luckily for Eddie, he's probably far enough ahead in that Seema's decision likely won't matter.
Right.
I think it depends on the map in Norfair and what happens there. But
yeah. I mean, the interesting part is Eddie doesn't. If you guys don't know by chance, a huge part of map randos is like knowledge and information gathering, and unlike any percent, they can't watch each other's screens. So, like we almost sometimes talk as if they like know what each other are doing, but they don't. It's just assumptions. So that's also what makes it really complicated and interesting and a lot of fun is like racing versus someone else, the added pressure of not knowing how well or bad they're doing. And you have to like still make these tough decisions.
Yeah, so true. Eddie getting a nice super drop there on his way to Ridley.
Yeah.
Looking like he's trying to collect a few more. Not getting lucky with them.
By the way, it looks like Cemo's also gearing up to do Ridley now?
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but Cemo's just collecting ammo right now to potentially backtrack. So that's like before Cemo even sees Meridia, I think.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
Cemo's trying to get it done a little bit earlier to avoid this Meridia backtrack. But to avoid this Meridia pathway. But it looks like they're going to be unable to make it work in time. You need a super. I'm pretty sure you need a super and only a super to be able to pull back before Meridia here.
Right.
They hit it.
Yeah, a lot of E-tanks. E-tank reveals. Looks like Eddie's gonna cook this up. I haven't seen him miss anything yet.
Yeah. Was it 2 power bombs late at the start? Yeah, beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
Really clean. Being down a super there, but still doing it really quickly. Very nice fight.
That was really good. And now Eddie's about to pick up speed, so that's gonna put Eddie in some serious cookage mode.
Oh, the quick drops. Oh, I'm so scared.
Those wiggles are kind of nuts here because you can mess up a little bit and suddenly only go down one wiggle there, and then you're like, potentially missing an item. But no, that was super clean.
I would drop down as slowly as I could. I would be so scared.
I do that too. I think Andy's also really good at doing those wiggles. I remember Eddie and I talking about that. Some people just got it, Nebby.
Yeah.
When we don't. Oh.
Cheater tech, them and double bomb jumps. I hate to see it. You see bombs in a race and you're against like Oats or someone and you're like, no.
It's actually tragic when it's like a severe bomb seed and you need to do it everywhere. And I'm just like, all right, guys, well, I'm writing up my retirement, post now. Mid-seed. Cemo's still hunting, by the way.
Coming up. That is so unfortunate for Cemo. Yeah. I think it's really hard to do this. I get the idea of it for sure, but I do prefer Eddie's just go. Just go to Meridia. I'm not going to bank on supers.
Right. I'm really curious how this Norfair map plays out.
Yeah.
No, but you're right. Like, this is a tough call. Cemo, so what's the deal here? So Cemo can do Ridley now, but it requires some double hips on the power bombs.
Someone a better maths can let us know, but it looks
so. Well, I
like
actually got the math for you, brother. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he needs to double hit 5 of them because I think every 10 power bombs is 2 missiles. So if you double hit 2 of them, or wait, 5 of them, I think that works.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Eddie with a really nice. You can only do that with wave. Store to spark before pre-bot wound. Get down to the ground, shoot a wave shot to hit the non-speed blocks, and then get all the way through. And it resulted in a really fast room and a high five at the same time, which was pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah,
So
looks like
was able to
Seamo's
do
gonna
this.
go.
Yeah, backtrack.
Yeah.
Probably a bit earlier than Eddie. So
yeah, I mean it was earlier. Like this decision it's interesting. It's good because Cemo hasn't even seen Meridia yet, so I do think this is like had potential, but I think there's so much of a differential early. Like, I mean, Cemo killed Golden Chorizo like almost 15 minutes after Eddie. I think it was pretty extreme.
Yeah, Cemo's ammo prep is kind of bad here too. With not really good room to farm. Like you can do these power amps and get like guaranteed 2 supers, but looks like they're not going to do that. Just finding another way to farm. It might be a farm room here I'm missing, but definitely want full resources for this tight fight coming up.
Cemo's kind of scouting there, I think, trying to think of what room they want to scout up or farm up in. Eddie's
this
skin this
fair
map.
is stressful for Eddie, I think. Even though we know he's fine,
right?
This is like a very you can see him now thinking about this, questioning his speed backtrack because it is a bit of time if speed isn't required.
Yeah, so Eddie's gonna be even though it's really tough for Eddie to get behind here. As Nebdy's saying, like if there's no speed lock and charge is right here, Eddie's suddenly like, oh man, like I might be really behind.
I think gravity's
if you
also
get
huge fear.
Yeah, charge and grab would change a lot if you just came here first. These guys unfortunately have pretty rough drop rates. So this is gonna be pretty rough for Cemo. Cemo needs to farm all of these.
Cemo. Yeah, I think they were looking. Couldn't remember if that was a refill room or not. Obviously it wasn't. So this is a terrible super refarm for sure.
The drop rate is really bad on these.
You've got Gauntlet Pirates. What you're gonna do? Cemo looking for another way to farm. There isn't one that I can see at a glance, but I'm not the best farm finder. But still bad no matter what.
This is better, I'm pretty sure. As in it for sure is. Just refreshing this room over the Golden Pirates. I think that is better. But this is rough. Is Eddie just like gonna skip map? No. I was like, what's Eddie doing here?
Yeah, I was gonna say you want to get map from top here, I think.
Yeah.
Just checking.
I was confused. I was like, I guess if Eddie felt like really pressed, he just like start running around trying to spike bosses. I mean, I can't imagine Eddie doing that, honestly. But
psychotic behavior.
Just like going wild.
Okay. Gets the news. It is not speed locked. And there's the last 2 items, and all bosses are accessible.
Honestly, though, looking at these majors, did you see
you want them both? You want need them
pretty
both.
Bad spots. So that might give.
Okay.
One of them's like guarded by Croc, and one of them might even be speed locked. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw that map completely different to you.
Well, see, oh no, okay, never mind. Wait, is that Mickey Mouse?
Oh, that's
Yeah, so
that's
you
Spore
have to
Spawn.
do Croc, right? Or sorry, when I say Croc, I mean Spore Spawn. Well, I was saying
all the
Croc
mini bosses are the same to you.
Right? Yeah, they are. When I was saying Croc, I meant Spore. Yeah.
I'm just watching Cemo just get no drop luck here. This feels so bad.
This is brutal.
Yeah. Man, like I wonder if the ship refills better. This is ridiculous. Okay, so with this charge and Mother Brain's location, you probably don't kill Spore Spawn. I think Eddie will have a better grasp on the time here than me, so whatever his decision is here will be probably the quicker call. You know, very, very good map rando player Eddie here will have some time, so... And I'd be interested to see if chat knows too. I think you skip Grav in this case. It being locked behind Spore.
Why do you think would... Yeah, I guess to me, there's no way you even consider it, but what makes you think it's considerable?
Room memory of how bad the water rooms are.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Like we've already most of the bad water rooms are, you know, way past. Like they're at the start of the game. We're just going to Mother Brain. We don't care about it. So
right.
Yeah.
This think also though, when you go back to Bryn from Norfair, I think he can connect to. When he goes back to Meridia, I think it can connect to where Mother Brain was.
Yeah.
Through that one
I think
area.
the Mother Brain walk is pretty easy. Oh, there's
a
super for cemo up to 18. The worst farm ever. But yeah, you're right.
What's that room? It's a Cack Alley, the one where he underwater wall jumped. Because I think he can maybe go back through that room to get back to Mother Brain, so it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, Eddie kind of just cleaning up here. The bosses are no problem. What? Steamo, these drops are actually quite brutal. I'm kind of confused. I thought these green pirates, maybe they don't have a better drop rate than the golden ones. Well, Cemo's persevering. I don't know if I would have kept doing this if I was Cemo, because I would have like lost my mind, I think. I would have started like looking at map and be like, where can I farm? Like, because these guys are
crying. This is so bad.
Yeah,
I think Eddie's missile pickups allows Eddie to go quicker. Doesn't need the full 20 for the fight.
Yep.
You know, Eddie was willing to go on the 19, so Cemo a lot more tighter. So
yep.
Yeah, no way you can cut this farm short. Eddie making quick work of these water rooms as well, coming in with some like spark strats to get up quickly. So, you know, without gravity, it doesn't look to be slowed down at all. Right. And I think with the position as well, maybe you feel a little bit better about not choosing Norfair first. Because if you choose Norfair first, you have to get the gravity because you're going through all that Brinstar stuff. But it's a slow gravity, so...
Yeah, if it was charge grab as soon as you enter Norfair, like Eddie might be like panicking, but you know, and that's only, of course, you know, we're because Eddie doesn't know what Cemo's up to. It's just like the right way to think, because Eddie had to backtrack all the way back.
It's also sorry, we've got about X-ray too. I think is there another major
X-ray
here?
is still on the table.
I always forget about that because it's not in the tracker thing.
Right. We haven't seen X-ray, I don't think.
There must have been another dot here that we missed, but I mean, even further case to not even bother at all. So yeah.
Yep, that makes sense.
So frozen on Cemo stream, but we are looking at a very tight Ridley ammo fight.
Okay, I'm learning through what Eddie's doing right now, but it looks like he's just gonna bail on that and do the jump. So I found out you can do this with no runway if you turn off your items. Or I guess Eddie's going a different route. Not too sure how the map is.
I think the grapple way would have been best, but no. Let's just go back the same way. Chad also saying that there's 2 majors behind the Spore Spawn, so I don't know how far back the other one was, but yeah, definitely another tick in the leave the item being the play for sure.
Right. Alright, so Cemo is on that Ridley fight. We saw a little bit of, I'm assuming, so there was a save, so if Cemo missed something, I assume they would just save. But I think Cemo's good here.
Wow.
Yep, nice.
That is nice.
I mean, it's a nice fight. I mean, it's a hard fight. Like we said, Cemo had to get at least 5 double hits from those 10 power bombs to do this fight.
That's pretty impressive fight. Didn't look like they slowed down much either, so
right,
yeah, really good. just obviously feels bad about the farm to do so, but the position of the backtrack was nice. Didn't have to go quite as far as Eddie, so
Right.
made up some time there, but yeah, the
Farm was
was
brutal. The farm was brutal.
There's no other way to
Pretty
put
bad
it.
luck. Yeah, it was just absolutely brutal. Like, you kind of, whenever you do those low percent farms, you're kind of just leaving your fate in you know, in the game's hands. You can't do a ton there. But yeah, Eddie's gonna go ahead and do the backtrack now. It is a lot of water, but you know, he will get back. On his way to Mother Brain now. All 4 bosses down. Cemo's still, you know, got to do those 3 bosses. Actually, Cemo hasn't seen the Meridia map yet, so Cemo's still got some work to do.
Yeah. Pretty clear ending for Cemo though. Really nice that we can go Meridia once, stay down there, come up from Norfair, and then finish the game. But just positionally a bit too far behind from all the early game stuff. Really, really difficult seed. It's pretty cool that we have 2 top runners running this one. This could look extremely different in other hands. I think that it can't be understated how well they've done this one and made it look, because this was tough.
Yeah, this is a really hard seed. Like, seeing the time too now, Eddie and Cemo average runtime is probably like almost like 50 minutes or less. Like, it's kind of crazy. 55 minutes or less. So anytime you see a seed over an hour from these runners, it's like, okay, that was a hard seed. Like,
you know,
sure.
something's up. Hey,
yeah, something's up. Something's getting weird. So, I mean, yeah, I would have finished 30 minutes ago. True, baby seed Eddie, but yeah. But yeah, so it was a tough seed, no doubt about that.
And it's funny that it looked, both of them looked easy to begin with. Yeah, Cemo trying to also go for that trick as explained, but
it's a cool spark to do if you get it.
Yeah, saves, you know, collecting this Metroid, bringing it over for the freeze.
Good time save.
So I'm not sure what's going through Eddie's mind now, how he's feeling.
I still think Eddie's probably nervous. I think maybe at this point, because Cemo hasn't won yet, he might be like, okay, maybe Cemo shambled too, or like was having some tough decisions. Eddie didn't really shamble, honestly. It was just hard decisions. Like
exactly.
Just really tough calls that were hard to make, and yeah.
Yeah, I think 100%. It's not like no mistakes really, but you're thinking, you're killing Mother Brain now, you got full beam, you don't see a dot done, and you're thinking, oh my god, I killed GT with 5 supers. Oh my god, I went up and down. You know, I could have just done Norfair and left. Like, there's so many things that you're thinking about.
For sure.
That, you know, your opponent could have done.
I do think, though, those majors being like in kind of bad spots were like a feel good for Eddie. Like, okay, that feels a little bit better. Even though charge wasn't that out of the way, like, it's still a good feeling for Eddie too.
Yeah, definitely.
But, you know, Eddie's not gonna, I mean, Eddie's locking in. He's taking a sip of his Coca-Cola. He's getting caffeine straight to the brain.
What is that? That was branded. He even had it twisted to the camera. 320 escape. This is going to put Eddie into a very good position of the tournament. He's just got to finish it out now. Nerves on the line. We know the result, but this is a big moment for Eddie coming up in
for sure
an opponent, Cemo, that he has a lot of respect for. Yeah. Quickly check the map and get out. You're doing this as quick as you can because you know this is your chance to progress.
Yep. Trying to lab it out a little bit. This map's a little bit complicated, so it's pretty hard to just kind of like, you know, follow your way back. One of the big tips though for anyone doing these is the one thing I've been trying to do more is stare at the mini map. You can see, if you didn't take many different routes heading to Mother Brain and bosses, then you can kind of, you know, follow what you've already filled in, which helps out a lot until you get to like a divergence or, you know, a fork in the road.
Stare at the minimap and believe in yourself. I would agree with that, for sure. And just, you know, give it a go. You'd be surprised how much you can actually remember.
Yep, for sure. And yeah, like Nebdi was saying too, like I know Eddie has a lot of respect for cemo. And I was talking about this with WX and at the start with Nebdi, I think cemo is incredibly good and their decision making is like one of the best. But yeah, these seeds were just really brutal. The decisions were incredibly difficult, and sometimes you feel that need to like get really out of the way as well, especially when it's guarding that speed. Speed is such a crazy thing in map randos. The fear of speed lock, it's very real, and it's to be respected. You kind of have to respect that. Like, you really just need speed sometimes.
This escape is wild. He just did like a full 360, 180 set. He just went everywhere. What's going on?
I don't know what's going on. When the maps get tricky when the elevator like cuts through, you know?
Yeah.
Because it segments them, and you're like, wait, okay, is this a dead end? Yeah. It's David Bowie's Labyrinth right now, dude.
And you just escape so often follow a certain sort of path. You know, you're always going up or you're always going a certain way, but yeah, Eddie had to pull back there because he wasn't going a normal escape path. This was a huge reroute. Very weird.
The good old reroute. I will say whenever you have a gigantic timer, some people might be like, oh, this escape's gonna be hard. And it's funny, the bigger the timer, kind of often the more leniency you have to make mistakes. Is sort of how it works.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to be incredibly tight for these escapes, but I mean, you definitely can die in them, and you can take a wrong turn and then you can get stuck. Maybe Eddie will get stuck like 4 times at the end. Let's go, cemo.
Let's go, cemo.
Funny enough, this is a horrible escape to mess up because you just lose 3 minutes. It's actually if you were to mess it up, it's pretty brutal.
These are the ones you do not want to fail.
Yep.
Final stretch here. You've got to bomb these out. These are the moments where you've got time to think and escape. Really dangerous moments. You know, where's cemo? Are they going to dot done? Just let me move. I need to get out of here.
Let's watch Eddie's eyes. Let's see him dart to his left monitor.
No one look at the stream. Watch the eyes on the monitor and a quick slap on the dot done, because he's going to be very excited to take this one home.
And there we have it. Well, congrats to Eddie. Sigh of relief. He's probably feeling really good right now. I think with how those went, he was probably a little shaky for a bit, but you know, congrats to Eddie. That's a huge dub.
Huge dub. Impressive win. Difficult seeds. Emotionally, that is really hard to run like that. But yeah, well done. And cemo as well. It didn't look competitive just in the spots, but that's because our key moments were at the start of the seed. You know, you always want these close, awesome finishes, but sometimes that moment's at the start. But yeah, really well run to cemo as well.
Yeah. Can cemo actually get out here? Because from what I understand, I didn't think you could, but it looks like cemo knows something. Maybe with space you can.
I'm going to tell you, so if cemo's trying it and doing it, it's possible. The amount of stuff they know is crazy.
That's cool. I think so I'm assuming you need space there. I don't think you can.
We have to mark them as done for interviews. Like we aren't real commentators, guys. We're fake commentators. People are going to have to help us.
I do not know what's going on. I think there is like a commentator like forum. Here, let me see if I can find it. They sent it to me. All right, tracker, switch audio, and mark winner. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Oh,
we're getting pinged. Everyone's getting angry. Sorry, we'll get it together.
Score 2-0, undone. Episode finished. Pin for help. I'm gonna spam pin for help. Right. Pin for help, Aussie.
Baron's
click.
Baron's fixed us. We're all good.
Okay.
Whew.
No, I think it's done. I think it's good.
Yeah, we're waiting. Eddie in the setup. Probably waiting for cemo. It's always nice to join together. yeah, we'll see if they come up. Oof, man. What? I'm trying to think back to the seeds. We had like a force flatly, I think, in that one. Had like a crazy super in the other one. I'm already lost.
Can't you also turn off high jump and just jump to the left? That's what I thought it was in logic. I didn't think the flatly was. I thought the logic for that actually was to turn off high jump and make that jump to the left. Baron, do you know? Are you around? But I'm not too sure. I thought that I was told that that was the logic. I didn't know if flatleys at all were in logic on hard. Even though I don't think they're... Flatly is not in logic. Oh, Nebdi, you owe me $5.
Oh, dude, that's 5 subs.
Think you can make it with a regular spin with high jump off or even with high jump on? Turn off high jump and just jump.
Up. It's like, crazy force flatly.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, no.
Okay, I just don't want to scare off the new, we got to get more people racing map brainers. I don't want to scare them off with crazy words like flatly, you know what I'm saying?
What does that even mean?
Yeah, what's even going on?
And just jump, says Aussie.
But I mean, it still was scary, regardless if you flatly or not, like having to go in there and, not knowing what's going on. But welcome, Eddie and cemo. Congrats, Eddie, on the race. That was pretty wild. I feel like those seeds were pretty complicated.
Thanks. Yeah, they definitely were complicated. About as complex as it could.
Yeah.
It felt like it. Yeah, it felt like if people, you two getting given these seeds was pretty funny. Being very experienced. Though I would call those high DNF rate seeds. I think they're very difficult for sure.
Yep, for sure.
They
That was
were
pretty
fun.
wild.
I would have finished them out, but I know we're on the timer and stuff. They were both really, really interesting. Unfortunately, in both of them, I missed the supers that you're supposed to get. I feel like.
Right. In the first seed, cemo, in the first seed, you didn't get the ones you're supposed to get, but your route actually ended up being really amazing, I think.
Yeah, it was.
So you actually got really far with that. Cemo didn't get supers for a long time, Eddie, in the first seed. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
But it was like a crab shaft climb for missiles to be able to open the hill to open the door to Green Hills, to be able to get speed in Bubble Mountain, to be able to get the Main Street supers out of logic with a grapple projectile keep to get them in Main Street, and that's where the supers were.
we went the same way?
Yes.
Yes, sort of.
You continued into Bryn, and cemo. This is the first seed, by the way. Cemo turned around for criteria.
Okay,
which
with
was
the speed back.
The route. Yeah, took the speed back. Was the route, obviously, because you go get the gravity down there and charge and everything. But the mechanical difference from a couple of resets, a soft locked after lava dive was the bulk of it all. But it was coming back. But that's kind of like what Seed 1 came down to. cemo kind of broke logic and came back earlier to get a decent position, but had too many issues earlier on in the seed. Where you did some crazy springball. I can't believe it.
I was shocked you did that first try because I remember you telling me how much you don't like it, and I was like, I didn't think Eddie would come here without space.
So nasty. If you go to Brinster, you are locked by B-Tom and Ice, Clip, or you're locked by Gravity, and you were like, no, I'm not. I'm fine. Yeah. And you just got through. It was insane.
Yeah, that trick is something. There was a nuance to it that I didn't realize. You have to do a horizontal lateral morph. So when you actually jump and morph, you have to press down and right on the same frame, so you get skyrocketed to the right. That was the nuance of this, and I've been able to do it without it, and that's why. And it's really hard. It's like really inconsistent if you don't do that. Once I realized you have to do the lateral morph, I was like, oh, I get this every time. So I was pretty confident in that. I wasn't shocked that I got it my first try.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But I thought, I know I didn't have grab for that segment, but because I had grapple and stuff, I didn't feel like it was that slow. I don't really remember correctly, but was it really that much slower? Because
sorry, what was sorry?
Right, don't you?
What was slower? Sorry.
When I continued onward, we did have prayed to kill over there, and I know cemo probably comes back with gravity, but don't you have to backtrack?
The position in which cemo turned around. was pretty good, I think.
Oh, was it right next to Mother Brain?
Yeah, it didn't go into Bryn and turn around. You didn't do all that stuff.
Got
So,
it. Okay.
Yeah, had you have gone in there and done all that stuff, then the springboard skip is destroying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That first seed made me really scared because I was reasonably confident because, well, first of all, when I was freaking out when I actually was exploring all of Bryn because I'm like, oh my god, if there's nothing here, this is.
I was thinking that too. I was like, Eddie's not gonna. Eddie cannot be happy about checking all this.
I was like, I just explored 80% of this.
Yeah.
And I'm about to get the map. I'm like, oh my god. And then I see Kraid there. I'm like, oh my god, thank you so much, game, for not punishing me for doing all this.
Right.
But at the same time, like, later on when I see Grav is down there, right, and you know, I assume cemo doesn't do what I did right there, right? So like, when I see Grav there, I'm like, oh god, like, you could just get Grav and come back up here, and it's like faster.
Yeah.
But I kind of thought maybe I had the speed and cemo didn't, and I didn't know how that. I just like had no idea of like what the state of the game could be, right? Because I'm thinking like, is that all speed locked? I know I took a speedway, but like, could you just like go down instead of up and then just get charge Grav instantly? Because then I'm like, oh my, it's really convoluted. But
I think it's unreasonable without speed. So I think it's unreasonable to do that without speed.
To get over to like what was it, like Aqueduct? There was a bunch of stuff and it was all like isolated.
Yeah.
Far.
Yeah.
But it was the next best thing. Get speed and then turn around.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. But I feel like I did all that water stuff like pretty fast, so I felt like I still had a chance even if you know, Grav come back kind of situation, because I'm like, I think I did these water rooms reasonably quickly, so I'm not losing like a million years.
Yeah, and it was just complicated too. It was like there was a lot of time lost and gained from like misreading map, opening it up so many times because of the way it worked down there too. Was crazy. You both made similar mistakes. You both went the wrong way because it was, you know, those little holes that don't connect that you expect to weren't there.
I spent so much time staring at that map. I even like second and like triple guess myself, like this is not connected, right? I had to like tell myself that. I'm like, it's not connected. Okay. And the charge is like my last location item, so I was like, I don't know about this one, but yeah, it was.
So that was kind of the story of 1. 2, game 2 was I did not know what was going on.
That one was
so
pretty
confused.
complicated. It was like kind of hard to follow too a little bit because y'all were never really doing the same thing either seed, which is also pretty cool. Like definitely some slightly different like decision making. But I mean, it ended up playing out, you know, somewhat similar. How'd you feel about doing Golden 3s though? Like I assume you just really wanted those power bombs.
I was like, I have to do GT here if it's power bombs because
you
the rest of the
to.
hollows, are way too far away. So there's hollows below. We can see on Cemo's screen right now. The hollows below on the right, that's speed locked, I believe. So it's like there's no hollows that I could see it nearby. So I'm like, if this is power bombs, I have no idea where logical power bombs are. So I'm going to kill GT right now because I need to know what that major is by Ridley.
Like it had to be logical power bombs. I didn't see like any of them anywhere. I don't know how many.
It was probably in Turian.
Cemo did do it a bit later. Eddie did it on 5 supers pretty early.
I didn't get those supers, or I would have done it too.
Yeah.
Right by GT, I had to come back for that, and it's so.
That feels bad.
Nemo did check some more hollows, but all of them didn't hit. Like it was an extra E tank and an extra super pack, which although it sped up the fight, didn't help.
Some stuff to kill Ridley.
Oh, Cemo.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing.
The big thing we were.
EBs, but yeah. Go on.
I think the big thing this seed was you got that map a lot later than Eddie. Were you just uncomfortable with like going down a water room without having like spring ball or ice?
I wanted to maybe like go find a save or something first. I didn't want to just go right to it, especially since I knew like it could logically be a soft lock over there and it could just be annoying. So I wanted to poke around up with the grapple. I should have turned around for it as soon as I got the save though, but
I think that ended up being kind of a little bit of a factor here just because, you know, Eddie didn't have to explore as much in Bryn, like blindly. I guess the confidence of Eddie's confidence in UWJ there might have been a reason why Eddie, would just jump down that left hole, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't know if...
really want... We also didn't have, like, missiles or something, so I don't want to, like,
Right.
jump down there and it's just, like, I don't know,
Be a
like
door.
a power bomb door, and you're like, oh, all
Right.
It's a huge waste of time now.
Such a big run back too.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw when I first got into Everest. I don't know if you looked at my webcam by any chance, but like the moment I go in there, I'm like, okay, this door is logic, right? And then I fall into Everest, and if you look at my camera, you'll see me just go like,
yeah, we did. We were laughing actually about it.
It wasn't just the camera.
It wasn't
there.
just
so
the
you
camera.
talk about it. It was locked on that frame there.
It was actually frozen. The stream was
it was
frozen on that
hilarious.
frame. It was actually really funny. You were just like looking like, what is going on, bro? Like,
yeah.
It was actually so funny.
I was really expecting that to be Oasis. Like, I put
Same.
it together pretty quick when I saw what Everest was. It's like, okay, I know
Yeah,
you
you
can jump
both
over to the
knew.
left, and like that's gonna connect to East Ocean somewhere.
I'm impressed you both sort of did that so quickly. And Cemo, your restraint to pull back on that first caution door, I was like slamming. I'm like, oh, I wish they went now. It can't be Everest. And then when it was Everest, I'm like, what
Really
is
expected.
going on?
Yeah, I remembered East Ocean. So I'm like, it's got to connect. That's the only reason. Like, there's no other way, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cemo almost had a like potential pull ahead like early if Cemo for some reason committed to like going down, because Cemo made it all the way to that last Mother Brain room, Eddie, like really early with Screw, but then Cemo actually pulled back like on Metroid Room 4 and was.
It would have been insane. It's insane
Yeah.
to just go through.
Yeah, I mean, it would have.
It was another
been
moment. We
insane.
were coping real hard. We wanted game 3. We were making up these
we were
scenarios.
coping.
There was another one.
We coped up some dream scenarios for sure.
I will
There
say
was one if you went to
thing.
Turian, would have been good. Sorry, Eddie. Yeah.
I actually didn't realize it was the top left door. I kind of just checked it, assuming it was it. So I didn't press pause to look, right? Because I just like, okay, something's weird here. My assumption was that it was the Morphole on the left, not the top left door. I just checked the top left door because if Ocean was there, that means the top left door is squished and it would be a dead end. So I'm like, I'm gonna check the top left door first, and then I'm gonna go in the hole, if that makes sense. But then when I went up to the top and then I saw the grapple, I was like, oh, that wouldn't have been the right room to get the.
Right.
Yeah, because I really thought it was the hole, not the top left.
Yeah.
So I didn't think about the fact that I could just jump to the left ledge. So kind of had the logic right, but kind of not really.
The next stage in that seed was the backtrack for Ridley. So pretty awkward spot, and Eddie continued on to Meridia pretty deep, where Cemo tried to make it work before hitting Meridia. The problem was it was like 60-20-10 for Eddie and like 30-20-10 for Cemo. So Cemo was able to pull it back quicker without going all the way to Meridia, but the super farm and the resources were just abysmal. It was we were so sad.
The super farm was actually like criminal. What was happening?
It was just it felt so bad.
You know,
I don't know when you're
Pirates,
doing...
Eddie?
Sorry?
I was going to say, Pirates?
Yeah.
I think Cemo refreshed that room 210 times.
Oh my god. You gotta farm the Boamps. I learned that from Zeb the other day. They have 100% drop rate.
That would have been good. But
I mean, it still
feel like
sucks
it was kind of
but...
far at that point. Like, I'm at Ridley, I'm like, I need like 6 supers, and then I'm thinking of any percent. I'm like, you usually get a super when you're doing this. Like,
that's how I felt actually when you did it. It was funny because at first you were farming worst room in the game, and only because I did this recently for supers, I was like, man, Cemo needs to get out of this room and do the green pirates, because I'm pretty sure worst room in the game, these golden ones, like their drop rate is horrible. Or red or whatever color they are, and then Cemo goes in the green room and I'm like, all right, here we go. And then Cemo just like Cemo, they only needed 6 supers or whatever, and Cemo just proceeds to like never get a super drop, actually like forever. And I was like, is this real life? Like, what's going on?
There's a farm difference between the wall and the ground pirates. I think one of them has a higher super chance. I don't remember which one.
For the gold pirates,
Yeah.
I know that's true. For the green pirates, it's just, I don't know. There's probably some setup because the RNG resets in the room. So like.
Oh, true. Yeah.
There has to be something. So I was confused because I'm like, you know, in any percent, I feel like if I get a super from one of them, it's not that insane. So I was thinking like the chance of you getting a super each time you do it was like maybe 30% or something, like 30-40% at least one. But that clearly, like, I was proven incorrect today.
I was getting it like one every like 4
It was-
or 5 times.
It's
through the
pretty
room.
And to get in Eddie's mind for a bit, I want to know the answer here. I assumed you didn't have the answer, but I'd like to know. It doesn't come up for cemo, but it's more for you. When you're right next to Norfair and you have ammo for Ridley, and you know the water rooms that you got to go back for, and you know the potential of speed lock, did you have a definite decision that yes, it's correct to go back to Ridley, or were you thinking I could just complete Norfair while I'm here?
We
And then go
were
back.
talking about that actually because we both didn't know. We're like, do we go into Norfair, or we're supposed to go to Norfair, or are we supposed to go up?
Well, I had already done Ridley earlier. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cemo didn't
Your
really have
decision was a little more wild, I think. Not wild, Eddie, but maybe harder because cemo hadn't gone to Meridia yet.
Yeah.
And you were right by Norfair, and we knew at that point Norfair had probably all the other majors. So
Yeah.
we were curious what was going on in your head there. Like, if you were like in turmoil about this decision, or you're just like, the right decision's going back to Ridley. So
I
what were you
wasn't
thinking?
sure which one it was. What the correct answer was there.
Yeah. Okay.
There is
That
a
makes
chance that something happened. Maybe I could have counted the speed doors. Like I didn't really do that.
Right.
So I don't really know what's gonna happen exactly. So I just decided to go get speed and kill Ridley because in the end, it would be different if Mother Brain was not found, right? Then it's like
Yes.
obvious, right?
Yes, exactly.
But the Mother Brain also wasn't like directly next to Ridley, because if Mother Brain's like directly next to Ridley, that's completely different. It was kind of like an in-betweener, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So because my distance at that moment wasn't super far from Mother Brain, I felt like it was okay to just go to Ridley there. But it's a little hard to say. Like I could go
It's
down
a tough
and
call.
charge we can get gravity, but like I also don't know where those items are. So they could be far away and then it gets really bad, right? Because there's a situation where I may have to finish on ammo if charge is too far away. I was thinking about that too. Yeah, that's why I collected some hollows before I went to that thing. I also noticed that in the spore spawn, which was total garbage. So
that
we
would
were
have felt
talking
good
about
actually.
that.
Yeah.
When you did make the backtrack, you would have felt better about seeing that gravity wasn't right there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh, it's a bad gravity anyway.
Yeah. So, I made the decision to just go to Ridley pretty quick. I did think about.
Yeah, you weren't like paused or anything for too long.
And that's
like,
key.
It seemed like you kind of made your decision. When I saw you go for that missile, I was like, okay, well, he's just gonna go back to Ridley for sure.
Yeah.
Because you won first game, does that influence your decision here at all?
I don't think so. I just made the choice because I felt like I said, if Mother Brain is like directly next to Ridley, then I definitely go down. But because it was so kind of in between, I wasn't super worried about the decision, so I just picked and went. And the decision for me was to just go up immediately. So it wasn't making me. That choice did not make me sweat too much because I don't think it's that bad to go back up. If that makes sense.
Yep.
Like even if gravity is really close.
Not that bad. It is bad, but the water.
It's pretty bad if gravity's close.
Because there were a lot of water rooms. Like it was pretty slow, but I guess I don't know. I don't know
Even if
how
there's
the
no
time worked
water
out.
rooms, like you're right next to Norfair. Like I don't know, I'd be worried about it, but I'd be way more comfortable after making the call and then seeing where gravity was. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah. Oh, for
Good.
sure.
Yeah. If I look back
But,
at it, like I could probably have a clearer conclusion, but I just was like, I'm gonna go quickly and go down because I don't know what the situation with speed is potentially. So I'm like, that's decision that's default, I think. If you're trying to like make sure you don't get really messed up.
Right.
So I just made a quick decision to just go back up to Ridley. I'm like,
if you don't get the GT supers in this, I think you end up getting funneled into Norfair. Pretty
oh,
quick.
that's funny. That'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be really
That would have
good.
been really good. Yeah. That would have been wild, actually. Cemo, do you play any different? Like since you were behind a game in the first match, do you then alter any of your decisions in the second match because of that?
I wouldn't do it like that. No, like I would make decisions based on how I'm feeling in the race, kind of. Like in the first race, I knew I had made some mistakes or something, and I went up and I looked at Brinstar, and I just checked to see what like the map was to the left, and I was like, this room's pretty slow, and I was just like, I'm just gonna go back.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm already not doing well. I'm just turning around here.
so
I'm gonna commit to like criteria and everything down there with my speed booster.
I have something funny to tell you, Cemo. I think I might have told you, but like, so I think first game we got power bombs early, right? Fairly, that was like one of our first ones, but we had like no ammo, I think, if I remember correctly. I can't remember exactly.
Have missiles or yeah.
Yeah, and then we had
these was
waves.
kind of hard to get.
Are you talking about for Fantoon or?
No, I thought I cheesed Cemo really bad because we could have went to Norfair and scouted that out once we got like power bombs and stuff like that, or we could have, or once we got super, I got super missiles. I guess Cemo didn't get it for a while, right? But
Yeah.
I got super missiles, and then like I think I could have done stuff in Norfair because we had high jump because I could have broken the tube. And
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then I had this brilliant idea because I was like, now that I have supers, I can get to Ocean, and I can clip Frog Speedway right to left, and I could get out through Ocean. So I saved,
Right.
and then I was like, oh wait, I need Spazer and Wave. Spazer or Plasma.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
we
And
get
then at that point,
yeah.
so
I remember
that's
that.
why
Yeah.
you have Norfair or Meridia, right? I don't know how. I guess if Cemo went up, I guess something happened that Cemo ended up there. But I think if you do everything kind of correctly, I think you clearly go into Norfair and start exploring. And I had no idea how that turns out if you go with nothing, right? Clearly
Right,
you
yeah.
miss speed,
Yeah.
and then I don't know how it turns out. But I was thinking
I missed
Cemo's
the,
definitely going to Norfair, and I'm like, well, I took this save in Red Tower. I'm going to Meridia. It's right next to me, right? So I was like, I'm diverging super hard. But funny enough, Cemo and I apparently went the same direction.
Yeah, well, Cemo, when you got to that juncture to the right of Double Chamber,
Yeah.
there's that crab jump up, which you didn't do. That was the missiles which led to the same path. So
Okay.
Cemo never went down to actually find the
Okay.
supers past the tube.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was freaking out the whole first seed because I'm thinking like, is there any way that if you go down there, you can actually get to charge and grab? Because that's what I was thinking, right? I'm like, I know I
Yeah,
took speed booster
true.
at Proc Speedway through wreck ship to get there, but there may be another way there. So I was freaking out the whole time. I'm like, oh my god, like Cemo just went down and got grabbed somehow, and like I am so in trouble, right? But I guess Cemo got speed and it did the same thing.
Yeah.
You end
not
up
the
what,
case.
in Aqueduct, and then what items did we have?
We had high
like the-
jump, and we had supers and power bombs. So it was like right at that point where I was planning on going to Norfair, but then I had my genius plan of clipping through Frog Speedway, which did not work.
I like that you just started
I
laughing.
love
Like
it.
you got there and
Yeah.
you're like, you just started laughing. You're like,
Yeah.
oh,
thought
I
was so
actually can't
smart.
do this.
And guess
You're
what? That
so
wasn't even
smart.
Fantoon,
Like, does
right?
Eddie know something I don't?
That wasn't even
That room
Fantoon.
it was on like the back of my mind, the Frog Speedway, because I didn't see it. I had Wave, I think, when I got there.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't
But not
remember.
the
I just
other.
kind of jumped over it, and I was like, "Oh, cool." If I had the phaser or whatever, I would have just went through right away. Because I don't know, but
Yeah. Oh, well, so yeah, pretty big 2-0. We were pretty excited for this one, teammates before. It's always sad to see people go. Not really sad to see Cemo go though, so that's no.
Oh man.
Cemo, you
Um,
terrify me in these. I've gone on and on about it. That you are, you were the original map rando winner with Aussie, right? Like whenever we did these races, you were always just stomping. We were like, okay, Cemo's just going to win and everything. So
Yeah.
it's just it's cool. We've all come far and we've all like sort of caught up to you and like we can compete with you now, but you're still always that terror of the things that you can do. So sad we don't get to see all that awesome stuff still in the tournament. Yeah, a lot of respect for you.
I think I just picked up map rando faster than other people did.
Yeah.
That's all.
Just seemed like
I don't think I'm like especially good at all the things. Like I can make decisions quickly and that kind of thing, and you kind of get a feeling for some patterns and how things will progress. And those are things that are kind of like hard to put into words, but people learn that eventually. I think I just.
Thanks for giving me hope, Cemo. I'll try to learn eventually.
But yeah, Eddie, like real basic interview question, like how do you feel about the win and going forward?
I really wanted this win. A lot of these tournaments I join. Cemo knows that.
Here we go.
Wow.
Yeah, we talked about this. It's the story, man. It's a scripted tournament.
Yeah,
I'm going up against Oats. Right? I really wanted that match.
It feels scripted.
It
feels scripted. I think it's a big match. I think that this one is, and the upcoming one will be as well. Yeah, it's either of you deserve it, but it's crazy how it's working out now. It does feel like someone's written the plot for this one. So, as a viewer and a runner, I'm very excited for all these upcoming ones for sure.
Exciting. Yep. Nebdi versus Zeb is also extraordinarily scripted.
Yeah, it's crazy. Any words for Oates? He's away on holiday, having a relaxing, fun time. Do you want to, put some fear into him, make his holiday miserable? What do you got?
Is, like, he's on a plane right now, right? So he's literally can't be watching unless he's got Wi-Fi. But if he was watching, he'd be chatting that for sure. But when that guy gets back, he's gonna be so washed up in this that it's gonna be the easiest 2-0 my entire life. And I'm gonna knock him down into the 2,400 point range because he's at 25.3. I'm at 27.96. Wow. Maybe I'll keep staying in the 2,700 so I knock him down into 2,400 and I get the 2,800. So we get that 400 difference.
My goodness.
Oh yeah.
I didn't expect this. I was just having I was hoping for a nice little jab, but that was beyond what I expected.
No,
yeah, absolutely brutal.
I'm sure that's what you're not expecting, MD.
Yeah.
Totally not.
I mean, I think when Zeb was 100 points below me, I said I wouldn't even talk to him. I mean, like, come on.
Jeez.
Come on.
I better get out of this call then. Oh my goodness.
But I'm excited. No, seriously though, I'm really excited for that match.
It'll be awesome. Yeah,
I think
it'll be really fun.
A lot of people are going to want to tune into that one because we got a little rival. He's good against me head to head, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be sick. All right, guys, I'm off. GG's Eddie and GG's Cemo. You guys both did great, and those seeds were totally nuts. I could study them later. Those were super complicated. Easily a DNF from your boy, but yeah, GG's guys. I'm out of here, and yeah, great job.
Yeah, thanks, Cemo. Thanks to WX as well for the Game 1 comms. Baron for joining us, for all of them as well, and you two for racing. Huge, big race. Sad to see one of you go home. A lot of respect for both of you, and I wish you the best going forward, Eddie, and any future tournaments for you too, Cemo. I think that's it for this channel. There's some other Super Metroid action going on, I think, on Speedgaming 1. Some vanilla action, so tune in there if you like. But as far as we go for this series, that's it, and we'll see you next mission.